there's nothing wrong. Guy on YouTube. I think if I know, is it Victor Usu?
Okay.
Or say, maybe show no so. An analysis in a bad diamond. I'm saying, hey.
Victor, my kind of message in the crisis. Yeah.
Victor, I've done this. I've done this business for a very, very long time. Except Bass and Lusu game, we are saying another day.
Maybe a foreigner and or
courage. And I born one should be. It was clear how Bass lost. And you do ever come once somehow they lost.
Okay.
Victor, me their fanaticism, their free me dada. Rich.
Okay.
Chelsea 2-1 now when you're against Liverpool. So, Ushe game ni DBM. To me, semi post-match analysis of Chelsea win now. Adia bakwa a ringy bell mitrimpa. Enunti. Emma Enanopa mebo Chelsea coach Maresca. Any players na baso kudro.
Okay.
Chelsea were so brave. And I was even surprised. So Kobo Liverpool on. Na unhu omo line up no mo front three no Salah, Gakpo, Isaka. Na unhu sa front three na no. Na usho wo akire ho. Na uni Kowa. Uni Tosin. Uni Chaloba. Uni omo
for fun anom.
You count on them as your first point of call or backliner. Rich, one way you will fear. Even before the game, there were some Chelsea fans pre-match analysis and they say, Josh, no, or you are crowded. Liverpool, they play with a lot of intensity. Inti Emma Omuma Akranin Kobo. Na Liverpool man oba na pressure against Liverpool obey mistakes. Eti ebe kra wo de mama lo gusto motu. Never Rhys James Emmo 4 and 5 at least on here or your experience at this level. Rich, my ask say there.
So now I'm about Josh.
I will play the center backs that are available to me because they are center backs. Rich, Sanka Chelsea and game we are and connect. And can you hear a lot of Chelsea fans saying, Maresca no on your tactical?
I saw day.
No players we mo. But when you win, the analysis is different. You become a hero. That is why I always say, coaching a Jumano. Any year post-match analysis, you know, what we do is to only give meaning to what has already happened. Rich, that was a bold Chelsea team against Liverpool. And mistake game now. The intensity of the game, even with Chelsea problems, I don't want to open up and say, look, you know any problem. Attack us. Yes, we will attack you.
Especially when Liverpool take on.
Yes.
Nam Senka. Chelsea,
yes.
Pedro.
Still. And look at Maresca substitutions our year. For me, that was what was telling the Chelsea players. Say, look, me am your coach, you know. Me am Jiran. I still see say this game is up for a win. Let's chase it. I love that about Maresca. And as soon as me came in, Rich, Nimpompon any the evidence, when Esteban was shared, you saw how Maresca ran to the team. That's what tell you, say, Ojina Hono. He had a feeling, say, give me a me shady, Liverpool there. But this game, there is a win I need to chase. And I can only chase it when I gather the courage to play the kind of football I'm a ball back in. And a Yejuma man, solid. Look, Chelsea in 3-3 for no mobile game, you know. They were up for the game. Even when Liverpool decided to play Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister, later, Omode for Vets, Bamu, they were trying to do, but Chelsea funny news say game where we need to stand up to you and one no. You know body pinche. A free sell pon game no. Ever seen there? Many may now for phobia and Gramo have been arguing on X. They say, oh, Salah let them down. There were a lot of chances at Liverpool. He could have passed the ball to either Iketike, Isaac, and after Gakpo in good positions. But Salah decided to say, oh, Liverpool has always been him. And so I shot and the game near Lusuku and yesterday. It was a lot of chances. No, Omujini said, baby, I come over do he should gather experience and do that. And no credit. Because Rich, do you know say when overshare the numbers now? It tells you say Liverpool has an XG of 1.74. Chelsea had 0.88, but they won the game. It means that Liverpool per one of any chance of creating more and share more goals, even though they created more chances than Chelsea. But Rich, game we say you only have to take your chances because a moment in our games, and in about Mikel Arteta will say in big games, the Abema would either will be winning and now be losing. And what happened in 2 boxes now? Unya or the other day, or Nunya the other day. And I was so happy, say Estevao, after the game, there's a picture. Kopama in his jacket ran onto the pitch and had Estevao because he won them the game. Which Chelsea did well. Yeah. So courageous. And I love Sadio. And if Enzo Maresca bet in big games, which then the big game they will play. They will play power. They don't need to fear. Yes, and with this attitude, no problem. Especially our young able of they did a super job. Guy me busa me YouTube say between Gravenberch and the Moesca said
I say across Abubusa.
But you see, and yet after Chelsea about Liverpool, and Abubusa question way. Last season, Gravenberch was better. Moesca said this season after he has started
7 matches.
It's only a monko. Even in the 7 matches, Rich, Liverpool were unbeaten in the league until Nancy Crystal Palace show me. Me busano time Liverpool no unbeaten no first 5 games. Would he have come to us? Why they had the best DM? You don't ask that question after a game. Or mobile by question the young everything is going your post season new year.
Okay.
Yes, I made this uncommon. But Gravenberch is coming into this season as the best DM for last season. And a season where you're more baby, you're more careful until Omunyanto was here. But Chelsea were brave. And I love that about the team in getting the results against team your friend Liverpool. Rich. Arsenal they Achichediana and Tenable League. And they are playing the league. I say, look, every match be aniabo. Upakura munyi free titles. Udi yemo game na. Rich, Meyane Mikel Arteta enya the same feeling. It is as if Mikel Arteta nim say, Rich, sa okone say ya. Obelu subi. Obebo draw bi obe win dodo na but which say you free December ni you red January February echo match na say Arsenal were in contention of the league and the Champions League. Rich, this season Arsenal will win a major trophy. And I like the way they are going. They dispatch it against West Ham. And then they were tipped to beat West Ham. And they beat them. Arsenal are making sure that they beat them. Now, Rich, Saturday, maybe catch you say. So, Osha fixtures in the Premier League now. Arsenal start, was difficult. They managed the start of the Premier League now difficult, behind Liverpool. Now, the moment that situation is switching here, Liverpool ever started difficult games, also Arsenal at the top. That is how it is.
He's 16-15.
So league now. Who the difficult ones now? Who the grand film? features in every feature, every favor when obviously do the difficult zone. I want to also work relatively cheaper games, Rich, then you get the result, and see whether the also can grind and come and meet you or not. And that is what Arsenal Football Club, Etini Aye, Enra. I think ye pon kotokone Heart of Lions game no. Metina me ke ma me de to Love FM na me hu say omo run BBC commentary on the City Brentford no. Na ye ba be pon. Rich pressure. City were holding on to the 1-0 now. Abranti friend Ellen Haaland Ashen. And I understood it because Rich. Se Usha Opta numbers no there bana. Two teams now had SG of 0.83. So it means no be amuro so. But again, the difference will be one person. Ellen Haaland. And when City are playing the game I tight. Who said who difference be Rich, they have one striker. You're programming it to score goals, and he will always give you that if Oman a chance. Meaning say what pay attention to this from up to Rich. I must say Uber Premier League in Imua. Say you have first 7 games. Rich, there are only 2 players. And the Omoka Ellen Haaland who in terms of goals do our share in your first 7 games in the Premier League. Rich, Omo Mutimba listing him in the top 5. Aya Wayne Rooney in the 2011-2012. And a Diego Costa for Chelsea in 2014-2015. Omo share 9 goals. Who you know fewer? Erling Haaland this season already has 9 in the first 7, no. But in previous seasons, in 24-25, he share 10. In 22-23, he share 11. That is how this guy is. And the quickest manager to get to 250 wins, obviously, Pep. And where you just one note, I will be media tours, so where Pep Fana said that when you are debating for the greatest managers in the Premier League, this is one of your strong points. I remember him say, oh, Pep argument now. Now, Odiaba said he reached the 250 wins earlier than any coach using 349 matches. Wenger at the 423, Alex Ferguson at the 477, and a tight win for Tima, your friend City. Reach your international break. Obiani maybe any team that could Premier League. So Arsenal at the top, Liverpool, Spurs, Bournemouth, Man City, Crystal Palace, Chelsea at the 7th.
Of Ghana gina kono etna ewo aye Morocco yere Central African Republic ana ebo anope ayatena si preparation so far players no ma ba bedu na yedim say players ni bi wo ha wo mu ansu prepare wo bi etese Inaki William say went to be ama say na nkomo city anope wo mu nyina bedu na so far say na hoboa no ansu esiaye ni nyina yede bro ewo dwumade so na fe yakọ enkrofam ansu na yede nkomo kakra Barcelona ewo game a ese wo mu kobo no America another na UEFA Eddie release eba no pay yabe de on koba kakra ede eba be down afa Rodrigo enso Madrid player na on say yaka one of the players omunsam edo so ade se nyina eba se wo metime fli Barcelona wo be fi Madrid abrantere account bi na wakasa de koba kakra de atuda ede nyina enso ede eda sanso ana Italian Serie A no ade se AC Milan ni komo wo munso our game mo kwakobo no Australia na former players na sase kasa at the fans is there come as a football no man comedy show ana ya de konkofa ma so na ya kwakobo no sa awon komo pi ni aye anded kakra na ya de adamwo e wodwuma so from garbage on the foreigner and obeti fifi man for the kasa so ana Bismarck osu bempa ayala won so beti nka e wo so no so Steve Sando sokoba fatilo ana fe Andy Costa na e produce dwuma de ya de ada ya konkofa ma so na ya di dwuma kakra bara ya fast da for many me kwa na no pay no wo mu gya ye church na pa go dem nsam no wansa etime akamaka to so de anopa bia ya hwese wo pomudin ni ye okay na apomudin ni ade a wonya ye panta kobaze se wo pomudin no eniama nkwe ha twene na edupa miensa wadwama nso me kamfo de ma no kulun kala limited na makofa adi abana wo ne wuntu capsule ade aba wuntu capsule ye meme do ebo be me bia for urinary tract infections we ye be ma na utemu tadun so tetem udun so wuti ya e wo be mama fe wagu so we waprim ceasefire edo bi anka da be usani ama de pedope ado chase obe ma ho aka edo be bo no e wuntu capsule anu na be ma ho mensem na etime wie peye afenso e ba nsa ye prostate enlargement ana titu wa do ye wuntu capsule enu ati o me de mesakiro so aba mesakiro no ya sa be ma wo mpaso agudi abafom woni wo yire sia kame ya sa wadwuma ye e fom a edo be bo no enu aye mesakiro na fe sexual weakness no it was de ama premature ejaculation na it was no na fe so slow erection na it was woni bi do e fom a we ya do ya so no bi na no so atibi aboye pa oba bia wado ye araba bazen tabete sansa anu na eya medro bo ba bia ma menstrual pains menstrual disorders na it was we oba na wutem na kame ya se dubu so me wubu nsa na akwakoya bibia wo ha do a ebebo apa no anu ye araba bazen tabet ana fe oba woni atenka woni uresi antwida wonti bia do ebebo ano anu ye araba bazen tabet kulun Ghana limited say wo conformance ni drug shop bia ni nu pay wo so nsa be ka de no me se betime ene na din komo e wo so na wanya bi dodo etwaton aya 0244275429 na wa fe kulun Ghana limited makato se di pa de so didi good na ube didi good aduane pa no de ade yes man kitchen restaurant ho ana me de ko both continental any local dishes ni nyina o me de ma wo maduane ye de se nti ene ebia yi obi na o ya punto obi na to wo probi obe ya aduane de ama na watimi de asevo ho de a adum aya yes man kitchen restaurant o maduane ana eye kama pa ade ba ko aya se every Wednesday wo mu eye pizza nti Wednesday bia pizza Wednesday nti pizza bia beto yes man kitchen no wo mu start to another pizza na no aya kama ede ama every Monday bia nde anom aya point and kill no aya catfish no wogia no mama side dish ade aka hom ada se won be ma aya jollof rice ana so be ma banku any tilapia na se won be ma banku aka na se bia won be ma fried yam ana se bia fried rice na fe amani jenu so atimi ewie peye e ba no natural fruit juice na omo ana e ma papa na e mango ana se wo pe mixed fruit juice wo pe tangerine ana so orange ginger na pineapple no won so ade be ma na e kama ade ama no aya small kitchen restaurant ade ba kwa meka for the ama say every Thursday aya banku de tilapia banku with tilapia bia obeto we small kitchen Thursday bia no but almost to another banku with tilapia na ni je no aya kama ade ama small kitchen restaurant enti anope we wari chemo kumasi baba jara sport and pato mengit ana tese ubenyo mo opsi no mo epe ana fe traffic light na say we be kono mo ebo na ni o medinsa wo so no me so mo ji so no aya 0265 707070 ana say 0248865046 na what for is one kitchen restaurant and I'm say wo mo ensum di order to betima place order na face won say to me akwa aduane na afezu dwuma bia so awudi no wetime enso from na mama obi na ayekama ediama wudi di guda eso onya drinks aka hom eba the drinks ayekama dia piva beverages wo be drinks so me dia ba na ayekama piva cola ano ana nana colic beverages intino ebia we dwumadie bi na uhia soft drinks na non alcoholic bev padia piva cola na kama piva beverages oba drinks no ana unsubenya bi omom ade piva cola flavor ade abom orange flavor ana omo tangerine ana fe omo grapes ana omo cocktail no so ontino dia open no na wate na fe dwumadie no wetimi dia di na kama ade ama wanchecha wodo nyina so no be sabetimi afọ mo waso 055032231 afe womonso etimi atusi pa makato asabata ne de diaper ba kopa obi ade atum na flower kids baby diaper ane ye diaper mo de bom mana ebo ema akoda ne edi agoye pa ansa akoda bia de obedi agra eso de diaper papa bo no sane be ya impossesse bio osai na hokra nyunyunu bia nka no mane mamesu entetewo ente flower kids baby diaper enom ane ye kama delta papa me na akwakofa ede aba very gentle ana fence no Oma iron maximum as of Antintino a fence into layers and a chest of my enum and a bois amatese akudante mi ana ho awo we see rases bi emu badenti wo pe diaper papa e dia bo baradia anom aye floor kids baby diaper no mesa wo betima first no anya dodo etoto no aye 0243 na fe mo so metimi enyam de etu aton Chelsea o me made for me e dia ba na Chelsea say o made for me no me dia ba no wo mo anso aye nseche we say wo benya bundle betima abo ma uduma wudi no etima boy pa package no aye voice calls I don't more voice air package na fe more data package na very affordable and I tell you so made for me wo for phone and one dial star 530 has star 530 has na fe wo so when your bundle obetime e dey do tuma na and so atime aboye pa high sense se men kan cho say e ba the damage say omo ana abo ma watime say we the message say wo me the TV awodo nyina e dey aba wo me the compact television e dey aba ana fe wo mo lesa no so e bi ho ade aba kwa say bibi bia beto o makati no 5 years warranty no me dey ma wo me dey very affordable but of quality ana chesa won seka enti e ba the washing machine and say smartphone open sound system water dispensers and say microwave blender and rice cookers akato ne air fryers ni nyina no I says na kwa kofa e dey aba Ghana for na baby dem pacho showrooms no e wo baby bebre chesa so betime enya bi na wakoto ne amapa na wetime dey aduma numbers a wo mo edi so 0302550000 na when I says ahia bom kumasi anum say dia we do wadi chemo kumasi sichimu a we benya high says na fame adum so no wo post office ne na ebo so wo ko ayeta no so a wo benya om ho anatafo ayazaria Johnson na wanya high sense Ghana ha wo ko nkan pa de atimota wo benya om wa kanachi afela pass wo ko West Ismail no yetema anabato na danso na wo benya om anso orum say na fe kaso a wetimi anso enyom ho na dwumadie na yekama e de ama wa chesha wo do nyina so nti wo ko ayeta kwade ene takwa eno ye West region Eastern region no ene ye kofori dia na uko fota region aye anonso no aye hohoi ubenya om ho Bru East no ye Tetiman ana Bru region no ubenya om so no ewosunyane ana Mankesim ane ye Central region afa wanya aye high sense wo showroom se no bi na oni om so edi djuma na omama business no so no atimi akwa ni ye pa me pato ade ba kwa mekanfo ade ma asa ade nyina mu ye diska na ye ene nti na mekanfo na makato se ABC games no eno na chese etwende ABC games no be mu wanya ska aso ade atu botom wouldn't say Anka say ABCD ya who choose 3 letters na who choose no ye draw na chess or letter ba ku piema obenya sikadi se mienu piema obenya sikadi miense ni nyina piema ena na chess abode akoye anso ediama mama refi say free 5 Ghana eko na ABC games betimi atwa bi wo for na no dial star 262 has star 262 has na fe we de kakra so ade atwache ye draw na wo draw miensa ewo Atom TV na anopa no dia make us say about 10-5 and to draw the air question den our Atom TV and you may no num and also draw the back baba so and after you may non cross no draw the back etimi abaso na o say we letters in the back epma and we 3 times mistake say me no epma 8 times mistake and our letters in me and say nyina epma dia aye 200 times mistake nti we benya scared die pa National Lottery Authority and the stamp in the so and the cultural platform nyina so benya mo so na and also etimi aboy pa MTN Ghana as free after one eguso enjoy na opesa wo ye course party a free after one MTN Ghana and so edima wo fa phone na no dial star 550 has star 550 has na fe what your subscription na your mom opportunity say wo first 10 minutes no say you charge wo ewia minute aka nyina oba ye course a wo abeda wuntua hwenti wumpe we dey pa na pe MTN free after one wo mu your normal 100 megabyte of data at the Ghana chess no and so etime we pay no I DMTN and so edi edan we enweti ana meka from akato say e ba the phone so akama dia Franco Trading Enterprise wo mo ana the phones bo pa na edi aba wo mo ngado original Nokia phones edi aba after original Samsung Ghana iPhones no benya bi ewo Franco akate na eba no laptops o makofa bi edi aba wo mo the Franco TV so aba chest freezers after we per fridge at wo per washing machine and microwave blender defender wɔma kɔ akɔfa bi di aba na sisi adeɛ Franco di aba him ɛyɛ CCTV cameras ɛne na kadeɛ na wopɛ CCTV camera ɛne na kadeɛ paade a ɛne yɛ deɛ Franco ɛnso na kɔ akɔfa ɛde aba ɔmo sɛ ɛba no force ne accessory deɛ Burger Franco bibi bi abato ɔmo akatena 40% discount ana ɔmo de ma Ghana afa na baabi adeɛ wubenya aya Burger Franco baby bia nemum Kumasi anum say dia ajaba jewelry ncha ho wo mo e wo shop ne ba ko e ho ana fe challenge the shop ncha ho ana so benya ba ko e ho afe old me komane so wo mo ne omo ebo so wo mo ne ko clinic ana dia nim hwe new kedetia wubenya for Burger Franco enso ho no me say betimi ne o medi nkomo wo so aya 0245 316 969 answer 0560684147 na one Franco enterprise and so ahe abomiye pa ma menka fo na menka cha sa ade abakom ayesa wodem say flower aye tissue na kama flower disposable handkerchiefs no and one you so a super absorbent and clean experience no ekoye pa na we your back na di tum so a classic lady na ube pia bonti na ube use tissue na anya flower tissue dia we yakati ezan say flower tissue na no na kama na we offices a wodo ni nyina wo bia ensum ayusu be ene wo di flora tissue ne ade aba say ebetimi aba odada setena ezan say perfect fit for your bucket and afi aya wo bag munti no wunya bia kama ye pafe wo di flora kisses you at about 10 years so many wipe and omedi cleaning mufano and afe omedi flower tiro so ba edamoto pure white fragrance free cleaning experience no so ekoye anti woni flower ehwi moment no so emo no mesa obetimi ni omo edi nkomo e wo so 0243 033 033 na say 024 6426 172 na also no what me from na womo enso aboye pa we ani Jamaico ani afofo nkaye pi na na no pe no womo enso yasene abedam nsem no yade eta wo wanchicha wo do nyina so now makato say yedwumade live ewo multi TV decoder no so no Nhyira TV ewo multi TV decoder no so anti wo ko multi TV decoder no so a wo benya Nhyira TV ewo so makato say wo de ne ma na wapobi amana scan e de ma so ana uko YouTube I obetima subscribe to Nhyira TV uto subscribe na anytime bia video bia be ready no wonsa abeka our multi TV decoder no so na fe there's wako YouTube no na wanya show ni bia he na etima kama e de ama wa checha wodo nyina so entina yam papi na ye ni djuma kakra wo comment no so betimi de aba our YouTube no so no riches me Donkor benya dade na wakenkan e de ama wa checha wodo so na mesa sem adi afi UEFA eno dana UEFA ade amanebo ade eba se ukọ eye La Liga ni ma wo mum ade ba bedom ana afo ukọ eye Iteransia nkomo enso eba eno enso league centers ha wo me de kodan eye UEFA se wo mpeso mo bom matches ni bi awo amanone na ukọ eye La Liga dia La Liga fo ade ko eye se baso na game eno so beba so no wo mo cheso mbekọ akobo no amanone but edin kan no maminsa se from eye Syria enom aye AC Milan wo bu game o mini komu ebebo reporter men seka ya se game na yeso mbakọ akobo no Australia no amanebo abasa omanya aja tum sa sisia no o ma grante hey Terence Rafon say we metime akọ akobo mu game no enso e Australia reporter men say kan say yasi clubs no anya record 12 million euros in total and no compensation na clubs no enso ebenya bera diamete say yasi AC Milan and ebenya skadum kasepa essence woman no mu bom home anke say San Siro and no mo bo sa game ti say akoba so ma mo game no San Siro no me dey confirm anso dia yasi sika wo benya fi sa game no Terence Syria afọ no ayen se AC Milan enso benya kase achen ko moboboko no anom reporter meseka e wodumade so na no pa me kache ediama na anya no nkwa ne dia UEFA enso agitumo wo buta so mate baso na kema ano so omebebo no America no enso omaja tumo se yakato se hard work ho ana game no so abeba so anom enso game abaso da wo mo enso ne via we enso abebo reporter yeseka se sa game no so ebetima baso team ani a reporter eto dwa awo dwumade so na anɔpɛ no yɛka kyerɛ deɛ ma na ɛno na ma ne bɔ me nsaka ɛsɛ yɛse wokɔ Spain deɛ kwabena yɛsɛ asɛm ne wɔ high court o yɛsɛ sports for no mo header antiase kra anti the high sports council ata sɛ ɛnom ɛwɔ Spain wɔn de asɛm na kɔ akɔtum sɛ wɔn ntiase ma La Liga for ma kwanya na VRL game na ɛsɛ nka wɔn pon wɔ Spain no wɔn kɔbɔ no wɔ America wɔn ne Barca ɛsɛ sɛ in fact wɔn Jimmy Dixons no wɔn bi ti nneɛma nkaka yɛsɛ team wɔn di mu tintima yɛ pa no ɛyɛ Madrid bɔbɔ kɔ no yɛsɛ Madrid Francis game ne pa deɛ wɔn ntiase ma wɔn nkɔ kɔbɔ game no nso ɛhɔ yɛsɛ aban no edi nkɔmɔ ahɛ sɛ wɔn nso ɛne La Liga for no ebedi nkɔmɔ na fe La Liga for no so wɔn betumi defend ɔyin na wɔn opinion legal matters no wɔn de tutu nsɛnniɛ ne na kyɛ sɛ ɛma wɔn kwan so wɔn nkɔbɔ deɛ ɛne ɛba nsa deɛ kwabena aban no wɔn ni hweka sɛ match no bɛnya akɔ akɔbɔ no wɔ America but nkɔmɔ kakra me nsa ka sɛ wɔwura adeɛ mu no mu din paa deɛ game ne deɛ kwabena Barcelona for no ɛbɛkɔ akɔ akɔnya abɔ no wɔ hɔ na ne nso atumi aboa bɛda amde kakra me nsa ka sɛ ukɔ Spain a yɛse adeɛ sɛ clubs no the Spanish players union no yɛse nkɔfɔ no bi kyɛ wɔn si wei deɛ asɛm no in fact La Liga for ɛyɛ fɔm kɔ hɔ ɛsiane sɛ nanka yɛ sɛ ɛbɛ mu pa na deɛ La Liga for yɛyɛ a wɔn ayi deɛ fɔm kɔ wɔ mu nim hɔ hee wɔn tea no sɛ wɔn ne UEFA akɔ akɔtena sɛ ma UEFA nso de communicate nya adeaba no ɛyɛ adeɛ ha adwene yɛ pɛ no ɛyɛ reporter ɛno nso ɛba ɛwɔ dwumadie so na ɛno da wokɔ UEFA Alexander Sefrino no ana yɛ president nkɔmɔ kakra ɛfɛ pɛyi na katem adeaba no anta yɛkɔkɔ bi sɛ ɔpɛyi deɛ adeɛ kɔ wɔ a ɛbɛnya aba so na ɔkyɛ so ampa wɔmanya agya tumi sɛ sɛ mobɛka last bɛyɛ 2 weeks anaasɛ ɛkɔ month ni ana mbɛka kyɛw sɛ UEFA wɔn meeting a wɔn ɛkɔɛ no wɔn yɛ sɛ asɛm no wɔn bɛtena so yɛ na afei wɔn adi nkɔmɔ na wɔn ahwɛ sɛ ebia biribi wɔ akyire a ɛni kwan so wɔn gyi tum a na afei nso wɔn atumi ahwɛ bɛda atenaseɛ ba reporter me nsa ka sɛ wɔn kyɛ so biribi ayɛ okay nti sɛ de wɔn anya agya tumi sɛ saa matches no yɛbɛkɔ akɔmɔ no wɔn ɛno yɛ reporter efi Alexander Sefrin so no akati ɛde ɛba man nkɔmɔ kakra me nsa ka yɛ sɛ ɔpɛyin na ɛkyɛ sɛ anya president nso no ɛmfa ntoɔ ɛnya deɛ sɛ ɛde ɔyɛ na bia nso bɛba ɛda nkyɛn nkɔmɔ bia nkyɛn nso nkɔmɔ kakra ɛto dwa ɛwɔ dwumadie so na anɔpɛ no meka kyɛ kakra ɛde ama ɛwɔ ɛyɛ dwumadie so na ma me nkɔ na afei me nkɔ Madrid na me ne nkɔmɔ kakra ɛno ada mba bɛka kyɛ sɛ Madrid players no dodoɔ na paper ama me de Chelsea deɛ ɛba kwabena wokɔ ayɛ Madrid asɛ de sikyɛ Dani Carvajal yɛsɛ ɔno ne deɛ no yɛ Mazes injury ɛno ɛna abante no nya na ɛyɛ October yi na ne ho bɛtumi atɔ no afei Antonio Rudiger reporter me nsa ka ɛsɛ ne pɛ no hamstring wɔno nso no ebia December ana ebia abante no bɛtumi aba back ɛna Trent Alexander-Arnold nso no yɛsɛ ne pɛ no ebia October yi ɛna ɔno nso bɛtumi aba back ne deɛ nso yɛ hamstring injury ana afei abante no deɛ de Fernand Mendy wɔn deɛ yɛsɛ ɛyɛ tie problem ana abante no nya ne deɛ ne deɛ yɛsɛ very soon bɛda asa sɛ ebi yɛ 2 days anaasɛ 3 days no ɛno na kyɛ sɛ yɛnsɛ da ɛnya confirmation nti ɛno ɛgye firi Madrid ɛde ɛba ɛwɔ dwumadie so ɛna anɔpɛ no meka kyɛ kakra ɛde ama wɔ dwumadie so na maame nkɔ Moises Casado wɔyɛ Chelsea player nkɔba kakra abusua me nsa ɛkaneɛ yɛsɛ kwabena sisia no woba Premier League no ma this season ɛba ɛyɛ player interception ana afei tackles a abrante no ayɛ makomakum ɛyɛ 46 woka ne nyina bɔ mu a 46 yɛse 48 air tackles and after interception mako 18 and yɛse Premier League no wɔno nam LED ɛba sɛ player bi pɔ no homaden padia and yɛ fifi Moises Casado and yɛ nyina kama de ma brante no na nkɔma mate from AFC Bournemouth wɔn ta sɛ Ghana ni ba ni de an transfer menyo wɔn de wɔn kan wɔn ate sɛ clubs ni bi ɛtɛ so sɛ menyo bɔ napa ɛna ano da yɛ obo brace ni ade yɛse team Saudi ɛyi wɔn ti sɛ bia January we met me about the brante no kwabra mo se so yɛ team na nkra 100 million pounds a ɛma and team 10 years is ya transfer menyo ne bo pa 100 million pounds and team bi bɛkɔ na so nkra 100 million pounds dia na why wadwe sa transfer menyo na de so benya no na winim sa Arsenal na for Liverpool boboko no wo mu nyina ɛkyɛ sɛ wo mu nya brante de din ade anto ansɛ menyo mo so no ebetumi apɛyɛ pa no aya nkoba kakra so etotwa ewo dwumade so na no pe me ka kire ade ama wanchechia wodo nyina so na mamenko akire kwinto na menni nkoba kakra na wo made amanebo ade ba se na ne na mfram sa branta de din atim aya killing Mbappe loten yasu apra bera nkoba mensa ka ese aya knock anya de se eye pra anya de se be ma branta sit back bia anti nanka yase wo mu din nkoba se manded ebe ka che the ya can say the Alale Blues say the final set to say ni kwan say wo mu yuso branta se so apra bera nkoba mensa ka ese enya pra bia ha adwinti no the final set team wo betimi ayuso branta ni de killing Mbappe loten ano ya nkoba kakra so etotwa ewo dwumade so ameka che kakra ade amon nsure your number one account radio station makato say so no live awo YouTube and to call YouTube and Nsure TV na wo do comment na bana yakenka dia mafe multi TV decoder no so no and so Nsure TV na awonso wanya so ni bia hekama Matthew Alaman wo baka ebrebi na oye adwuma ade ma baso na boboko no and na reporter mensaka answer oko alatikwa wo mo anso sporting dawata ano je adwuma na sisia no wo ye adwuma no ade ama Arsenal boboko no reporter mensaka sisia no yase Matthew Alamane wono na ekwakoye sporting dawata ade ama alatiko ma de ma adwuma nso ye kama ade ama momenti no ane am de ta mensaka ewo adwuma de so na no pe me ka che kakra ade ama ewo adwuma de so no mame ko former Madrid o legend aye Tony Kusu akate na menni ko kakra na opeyina kasa answer recently Barcelona elusu matches na ano na wase watena se Barcelona team ni din wa hu baby am 6 na anso ewo Barca team no wase se Barca sia kan a Barca abo game fi aye on the 75th minute akọ aye so 15 minutes time sir referee bell blasting na ben say game ni yamfa mre na wie no wo ba na Barcelona team no mabre wo mo ball na niam anko ye amfa momo na ano na Tony Cruz yanka emo bianta say ano ni ade wa hu say Barcelona for ancha na tese fatigue no asset in na say tonso say ade be ha Barcelona bobo no eyie pa enom Barcelona style was say ne wa identify as Barcelona for ehenie na ano na odi tuja say Barca say de na ekosu nyina no in fact say Barca belusu na enya fatigue na egina abia 2-3 players eso was number 1 Branta de dim odi Pedri number 2 Lamine Yamal number 3 Rafinha was this players me say we no kwabna so mu prape na Barcelona team no so omunima na Barcelona team no so mu sia kan so na say wo mu so ebra na Barcelona team no was a quick example betimi ayem say Barcelona and Inter game o mu last season we UEFA Champions League no was him anu bi na yesia e ma Barcelona enso etimi film na no de Barcelona game o mu lusu ye no was the same team na tell say Barcelona was o petima wo mu boy feye pa no mo system no enso ye very attractive wo mu boy na ayefe we Europe was so man ni kan and the NBA Barca beto so mienum we asa fa na nyina wo so mo boy na de kama system no kama pa better dia emo Barcelona sa players bi a so mo na ekura Barcelona so man sia kan na Barca no sa Barca ansisa amfi sa de no dia and yes ba the Champions League kwa na wutumi title we bet na sa 3 players we wutumi yimu mienu every game akwabna was we team ya betumi win against Barcelona and anso ye Tony Cruz nkoba kakra Tony Adi Eba ewo dwumade so na no pay ya katere Adi Ema na mamenko German Bundesliga na menko din nkoba kakra na Hurricane anso din nkoba bo kakra Adiba once eba ne goals so and internato na dia enema ya kama ewo no ewo Germany na anna Hurricane yan kama obianta se sisi ni dwumade ni nyina na manfo ebisa se tambe na obeba England wasan kata ma obi kan ekọ Germany ni dia na bia na ewo musa danta koma bia na ne ankaente wansa danta wa Germany na oba back to England better wabo 2-3 seasons ekọ idea kwabna wase na adwene asesa ana feso apena opresa ebia obaba back to Premier League no amese so enso atikaka na ubebisa se ebia Premier League no basa ba na so ma wase mpempe de oni anu ye ebia adema na emom no onkoka se never se ebia on my back emom no de obetimi aka ye se mpempe ubisa ne pa se wotena Germany no kwabna wase very high esan se Bayern boboko no kwa niam nyina ayo okay adema ne goals ne se niam ba kaka comment no baso Bayern team ne deɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔtena ɛhɔ ɛkyɛ ane ebisa sɛ nti ayasa no bɛyɛ counter the sense na deɛ ma Bayern ana ɔno si mpempe yɛ kɛsɛ deɛ Bayern ɛmfa counter the sense situation biara nyamfa mae but ɛkɔba sɛ ɔmo de ba ɛne the possibility sɛ ɔbɛyɛ sɛ ɔbɛtwɛn ne no ɛnso no ɛbɛyɛ kama no afei wɔayɛ stɛs no ɛde ama Bayern no bɔbɔ kuna no ɛyɛ ama ne bɔɔl wɔsan adedaeɛ ane yɛbisa sɛ Ballon d'Or yi amanfoɔ ɛpɛ ne deɛ paa na wonya Ballon d'Or na wobɛgye no no so why not player bɛɛ ne ɛmpɛ Ballon d'Or wonya ɔbɛgye na mmom no ade a wɔgye tumi yie paa sɛ club level no monya as a team na mbɛgye trophy kwabena sɛ sɛ as a team koraa no mogye trophy a na individually no sɛ wopɛ Ballon d'Or kwabena sɛ ɛnyɛ den nti ɔno deɛ ade a wɔpɛ yɛ paa sɛ wɔne Bayern UEFA Champions League ɔmbɛgye na afei nso ebi a England wɔ mo nso agye World Cup ɛba saa deɛ anata sɛ ɔno Harry Kane no ebi a Ballon d'Or wo nsɛnsɛm na no koraa no ne bɛyɛ ne gye no ɛbɛyɛ yi se nso ɛde ama no ɛnkɔbɛ kakra so abrante na de tutwa ɛwɔ dwumadie so na anɔpɛ no yɛka kyɛ kakra ade ama na Rodrigo Goes ayɛ mepato player osia kan ade ama Madrid ne mum no Brazil ne ba na abrante we sin sɛ was journey ayɛ Madi Boboko no nanka ai slota abraso de na konya bi pa Xabi Alonso ba ewe no ɛne man sɛ dan koyɛ fama beta abrante de confirmation bi apa was Xabi Alonso ba na ofre no ɛne ne kasa ma ɔka sɛ wonya ne pa de a ɔpɛ sɛ ɔbɔ benkum so hɔ ɛwɔ Madi team no ade ɛma no emom no obehia no in a certain positions and it's abrante de bɛgye atom di a ɛne position a wɔnom Xavi fi sɛ abrante de bɛtumi abɛdu ha ɔbɛkɔle abrante no ɔpon na afei watumi ayɛ adwuma no kama ɛde ama Madi bɔbɔ no kwabena abrante nkyɛ sɛ head coach kan wɔn popidity ɔka kyerɛ sɛ edu benkum no ɔde no bɛbɔ oni problem afei other positions no sɛ ɔde no bɛba oni problem kaa nti ɔte ɛne yɛ ade a ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Madi de bi a nipa dodoɔ no ɛnsɛ da ɛnte aseɛ wɔsɛ ɔyɛ coach nti coach kan sɛ ɛyɛ sɛ respect ɛyɛ coach no afei so no sɛ ɔbɛbɔ 20 minutes o so ɔbɛbɔ ɛyɛ 90 minutes o kwabena wɔse ne full ɛyɛ 100% ana ɛyɛ ɔtade bɔ so ɔbɛbɔ even 5 minutes kora wɔse ɔyi na kuma mu nyinaa ne wɔsi akan ɛde ama Madi de bɔbɔ kɔ no ɛnti ɛno yɛ ade a wɔnim ne yɛyɛ paa ɛnti ɛno yɛ de Rodrigo Goes ade tudwa ana yɛbisa sɛ na deɛ ayɛ no wobɛfiri Madrid anaasɛ ɔbɛtena wɔsɛ ɔtena Madrid asɛ Madrid nka sɛ ɔmo tɔn no anaasɛ ɔmo mpɛ no deɛ ɛnyɛ adeɛ sɛ bi ɔno ɛwɔ adwensakra bi a Madrid team no ɔpɛ sɛ ɔtɔ Madrid no afei ɔbɔ Madrid bɔbɔkɔ no ɛma Madrid nso agye nkuru a ɛnom ɛyɛ reporter Rodrigo ɛde ɛba ɛwɔ ɛyɛ dwumadie so na anɔpɛ no yɛde ho nkɔmɔ kakra nso ɛde ɛdam wɔ na mepato panyin ne din ɛde Robert ɛyɛ fit ɛyɛ Gerard Eli kwabena ɔpanyin wei no ɛbere bi atwam na yɛka players a wɔnim bɔbɔ yɛ paa wɔdi mu ntintima yɛ paa kwabena yɛso wokɔ Jamaica wɔno na wɔyɛ record ɔyɛ the first ever footballer after the Jamaica Echo World Cup na ɔsɛ first World Cup goal ɛde ama Jamaica man no wɔno no wansɛ no wakwanya sɛ osia kan ɛde ɛma Jamaica ano no wakwanya sɛ osia kan anso de ma England bɛ otusu sɛ obesia kan ɛde ama Jamaica 1998 ɛyɛ France World Cup a ɛba so kwabena so ɔmokɔ one game pɛ no mutumi wini yo na saa one game no France fo kyerɛ mo nane ɔmo paa wɔ abra na kyerɛ sɛ anya asɛm ketewa nti ɛba ne bɔɔ no bɔ paa deɛ ɔpanyin wei wɔde mu ntintima yɛ paa na ɛno na ɔpanyin si yɛnka ma obi ankyerɛ sɛ wɔtwɛ Enzo Maresca yɛ paa na Enzo Maresca adeɛ no a ɔyɛ na ɛsɛ amanfoɔ fii sɛ Enzo Maresca nyɛ hwee bɛdaa wɔn deɛ ɔbɛka ma obi akyerɛ sɛ Enzo Maresca yɛ adwuma paa baabi a Chelsea adu no ɛsɛ yɛ credit to ɔpanyin no na yɛde abasobɔdeɛ ɛde ma na wɔse in terms of say smartness no ɔpanyin no ɛyɛ very smart ana technically onim adwuma no yɛ paa kwan a wɔfa so ama Chelsea ɛsi ɛyɛ adwuma na wɔte ɛyɛ Liverpool ɛka ne tum press amasa adwuma no ɔyɛ no ɛwɔ so deɛ paa wɔso ɔhwɛ mu din kora deɛ a kwan a Pep Jankin Club ɛfa so ɔbuilding ɛyɛ Liverpool no wɔse the same thing na ɔpanyin ne gyade Enzo Maresca ɛnso ɛyɛ nti sɛ Enzo ɛtumi tena Chelsea bɛyɛ 2-3 years ɛnso kɔ 4 years akwabena Chelsea bɔbɔ kɔ no ɛbɛyɛ similar to adwuma no a Jankin Club ɛnso ɛbɛyɛ ɛde ma Liverpool no ɛne ɔpanyin ne din ɛnso ɛde ɛyɛ Robbie Eli ɛde ɛba ɛwɔ dwumadie so na anɔpɛ no yɛde ɛho nkɔmɔ kakra ɛnso ɛde ɛda reporter mensɛka ɛsɛ ɔmo si nhyɛ no wokɔ La Liga team a ɛyɛ fɛrɛ sɛ wɔbɛgye La Liga title ne deɛ si ne nan so no wɔn ɛnso ɛde breakdown ɛnso aba na ɔmo kyerɛ sɛ Madrid ɛwɔ 51% sɛ wɔbɛtumi agye La Liga no ɛna afei Barcelona Ababenya 42% so betimi ate ana afe wo betwa Villarreal ne de no 4% Atletico Madrid and Athletic Club Bilbao Madrid de no 3% ana Bilbao de no 1% say ono enso betimi ate La Liga no de asini na so ntia no de etodwa La Liga no no pe no make check akwa de ma Lamine Yamal reporter men saka say yesa brante ni plan no kwabna very possible say be El Clasico no na wababa beda yesi Barca for herself bia obeba back kra so me di kan test no na on be test no gelu na game on beba no again Joruna no metima test no no ma say Abrante na fully fit ansana El Clasico no wetimasi akan de ma Barca eye bobo ko ne nkoma kakra men seka e wadwuma de so na no pe ne me pete enso adi ama wadwuma de so anti nkoma kakra ne na me yakwa nim kakra na yenya adwuma e wo City ukwa City a yasi John Stones de tebe John Stones say last year no kwabra also decided to retire from football. Esa say na niam anya fama no kra. Waso prane ade beti obobo ayi so 2 matches a pay na wepra wo twem kra de last season kra de 11 Premier League matches a pay and ono so boy was say ade ha adwene ye pa. Enti at a point in time no decided say football no kra de no nya ne bo na on retire at the age of 31 on retire anya he. Esa say football in said am no e plano e ha adwene ye pa. Enti ano ye reporter John Stones Manchester City player at the Emperor Jumadi so na no peno make check akra so at the double na Limitias akasa one player of Liverpool and they was kan at the Bayern Munich boboko no na was a time no ne Hurricane na abo Premier League no himself banter the ball no the body better kwabna was so call Bayern on na koda ne training no say hey dabi say Hurricane no ball no the ball too much was so trading grounds at the banter ne in Monday was what to me Jumana Bas Center Ebeji ball no de call goes ni say or boy what me ba be do a defense or aba be defend the alpha ball at the Kokabna was in any GA pass name kwanem no one abanta the dinner Hurricane and so see kind of says abanta no when him born boy pa and I am Kobaka Crosso Livisias at the Twitter I would Jumadi so na no peno ya ka take a at the Dana reporter me saka so penya the dia Matias Ameta Savia we may have coach now at Barca born 4-1 no but sa dressing room talks na ba na yasi enkoba opeying any players and so have here near yes o catch me say 10 years in here we want to mean say Barcelona da and he say one person sa game no mo more approaching here pa dia Barca game no say o more approaching say you motivation na dem am say Barca team now we ne born 10 years won say no and he said no fagidi say no na nya talkability na emwetim no say apply the crown no at the emwetim nti was him and here the catch players no and catch am say we no say mobile with pride and say no all out and tell say mobile with heart and mobile game no na say mobile with heart so dey kwabena and na boa mu benya balls mu be mema na tell say metima gina brand mu gina brand na say mu ye mema wi kwabena Ravis dey ni ba bia we ye ba man Ravi ni hwana ade no akwakobo ho Ravi na kasa wodidie so betimi atua so was no any talks one any players ne and so have we no na boy am test the team so no etimi win against Barcelona and come back akwa etota e wodumadi so ne na me pato Sevilla wo mo anso ball game ni wie no yes Barcelona buy na say o may meeting no yes Barcelona may meeting na yes meeting na cause na deco and na one Porta na Hans Flick yes o mu meeting no so da bibia de ho ejabian so ba bia ntedi etire din bibia de problem bia ensu ni honti no anya de se how bia ho pain no omoma ne nyina adwuma panic bia ni na kwabna Marco van Basten ano se sisia no football na ya comedy also one chance football na comedy show kwabna ho so yankonko ya comedy ni wa ha o pain sa se bi nyina se da be na football do se ayi matches anka se ya bo jurisdiction no ezo da bi match La Liga match ya se sia de ko America uko Serie A match ya se ya de ko Australia na yakwa ko seji no kwabna wase yankama football for the chance say football anya comedy na wako baabi akwa ko stage ho ane ya reporter eba dia me di wie pa no aya Philip Lam legendary Bayern o paying on as the German superstar as yankama obi anta say Vision Company aduma na oya di ama Bayern kwabna wase wasuri ye pa na we coach say as amanfo for matwene emfa nko no so beta aduma na oya di ma Bayern no wasuri ye pa also the calmness e di aba Bayern timna nka Bayern ngombete ana we say eja so ha eja so mpefo no kiko mu tinubo mbeda was coaches akazefo p aba e Bayern better calmness and matter kopim service and company enso eba Bayern si say the Bayern ye din e kamense mpefo na aso obia adwene enso eko benkromo enti adwuma na service and company aye no say ya bona baso no enkoba kakra so Philip Lam edi eba e odwuma die so we so ne ye gina na fe nkrofo amanso sebiri nyina do yetumim edi ese I sure your number one account radio station dia sentiment nyina enso edi atumti do make us who osu say ya Nathaniel Kwe wo ene wo bosses ma wo say message ni wa ha atase mo aso de agum den ti no enya sam koto akra ma ye chia one wo bosses ni na kwabna dia ye de say Black Stars in common ya din ti no me say dan copy ma me amfansi
of course ye be din common but UEFA dey on my ye and then per se discuss it before cry about the Black Stars in common.
Oh, okay.
Consequences no be saying are they not setting a bad precedent because I agree with UEFA almost no more can say look
almost be beer no
be almost for league in baby agree but are we not setting a bad precedent?
Alexander Sefrin say any bad
this is a simple question and Besayala and Fifi man for the bar yeah discuss no kakra azania ko Black Stars in 7.5 so far preparation towards Nyamiya Admo 4 p.m. game but China no anya Black Stars and Kwana ebo your group no ubia babo na 4 p.m. Yempesu obi upper hand over the young continent games ni na no China your group no ubia babo ne dia ye ba if you didn't know about discuss on the show in Shawanzo 4.5 the news is that UEFA Jatum 2 matches a yambo from amateur addiction matches be near kan wase me yedi kan ba catch am La Liga empany for tro koma UEFA say Villarreal and Barcelona game pass over kobo no US Miami and na AC Milan and Suni Como almost so on person kobo game in Australia make us say UEFA say sa request no almost approve your sanction say omubetimi akwakobo ESA games nti ya ba bedin command the consequences are a bit me at the aba positive and a negative way and a fufu pikan we be discussing in our jumedian so join live our YouTube and Chat TV oba subscribe na a phone message no account sanso and na on your multi TV decoder no so a Chat TV unya just rescan your decoder and na fe also etimi a show no our but yes started then with Rush energy drink my catch on say and na babo ama onso ne ho ya den obo ya adwuma kakre obo ogro anya adwuma no abre so system na me patcho oje a Rush energy drink now no ma ebebo ye person say ginseng wom caffeine wom vitamins wom ani nyina babo ma ho den we ya adwuma kra omre nti me say obanum energy drinker o Freddy Otona emba no convince obo oba no na ho energy drink no so ye pa oboa to Rush no oba no ni bia ka chen so nko open Rush eno na ebetimi aboa ma bibia no aye kama e de ama open chiremu bi echewe ana open dodo atimi atu no akoto a 0322190877 trillion omo number no na no mo edin komo makacho say ne computer no so wonim honim de bia hadwen pa ebia na we school point university wakobi but the back computer dia akon chese ho dia o makra eno so na sesei adwuman o kope na on se da nim honim dia ze bibia computer e ba sa ba mu adwuma sem no enso aye bibia onti anopai me kanfo aye unit na adiama o oyo obi a computer no nim kura o de bra obiso on mu kakra but ense da nya bebrisa won so sa afori dina na ye gemo se obetimi aba aye unit na yetimi acho se de ne ewiase no enso eko enti unit na me kanfo de ama na no pe ye course bebre computer hardware and mobile phone technicians artificial intelligence AI ni dina no ye be chew kama pa design technology with drone air piloting and also ye ewo ho online business and e-commerce and also ye network and cyber security engineering in the nan oko uniata atifo yebecha kama ama be no utumi sampa eba no computer and some dia onso wa benimu papa na de tienie accredited IT center and there will be a diploma onso sabetimi aka your regular weekends evening and a distant class in the na available onso betimi akona fe yiniat wakako sua de ye kira kwan ewo Kumasi sisanso ye bus stop ho and am sabetimi aka yiniat anani ending komo awo 0555 383848 na money omo ending komo Alaska Star Enterprise obese usese dem or office so and maybe kra uye YouTuber so ana social media ho na udu agro siren light ya o so camera this so na ade besu na ese wanya ayo video ne kama ne ade ni na okọ Alaska ho for brand new ones yakofa ade aba on sabetimi akabi open blankets wallpaper eco panel bed spread bedside lamp decorative watches outdoor and the near medicine dem no office ni nyina no Alaska Star Enterprise akofa bi ade aba enintino aya na nso timi akwakoto bi ebaboa wo ama bibia atimi aye kama o dem ho ene office bia awura ho na aye kraba hwe fe ebo no enso eda fam se de usika sitie bia no ura Alaska on sabetimi akaniama na odi akọ Kumasi ena yewo adum Mrs. Anoche Plaques anima boss of Mona ho ena yewo enkanfo monko aye circle tiptoe lane and amuni ni komo awo 0256330075 na monomo eni aye komo adu papa de eno ane kanfo se ba ambisha bibidua me pachaw esa yade bebre edu anyuna wuntimi enna oteketa so sa na de achia koto edu aturi din kanfo se ba ambisha sansona infections hawa na dropa ene no liver ena problem aba ho me pachaw koto bi nenom chronic disease be to say diabetes ebeso so kama so bema wanyina che na ochina diabetes no ankokun sanso ena obi pinin na no ebe regulate ne kama ama onso no bibia akoye enso ede ama Kumasi ena owa Cofredimens Colinac abme Kiligo Pharmaceuticals our santaso sabetimi akabi our 0245 455 740 konongo brekum nkoko sunya hona no edrei ebi ewo ha onsa ebetimi enso akabiano pay omo ene afufro pika ho ena yede Nhyira Power Sports Tuesday edition live on TV multi TV decoder no so Nhyira TV Samsung na YouTube Nhyira TV subscribe na efa o message no ka ho Bismarck Owusubempa Ayala already seated Samsung and Fifi Manfred and so ha omina no good morning good morning now to say
oh nyame adom bibia e fine
e den nyame say Fifi Manfred Fifi Maska good morning say the obed mam to say when my see pa
Africa na mabre mo na one obe uni ya oka
and still now screen time no want me manage your home.
Yes, I think they we accumulated fatigue.
India mo you got to the young.
What be too easy.
In fact. All right. You started to media na yes from UEFA. Yakoda sorry almost say almost approve 2 matches. Say Yamono out of jurisdiction. 2 matches by na Yekawa se Milko Spain and La Liga. Villarreal and Barcelona game no UEFA so match yatum Yankobo our America Miami. AC Milan and so any Como in the Serie A no so no almost say no so match yatum yen free Italy na Yankobo sa game no our Australia. Sa semi ba ye na in fact ni padodo na kan wasem Pande so mo can be room in football. I say adia UEFA aye no yes emre bia ni ho a esikwan say yentimi mo bi mfa any league match emfi na jurisdiction na onfa enko a different jurisdiction emre bia ni ho a It's a but I say we fan so has idea we so no so was sanction. Say Nkobasa games, you know, I say almost set a bad precedent. And now a day at all. Ayana, me shall say from through or more can say, oh no, my dream, and maybe anyway, dear. The anyway, super say, but move be the league match. A free Kumakobono Obikrum. Good morning.
Good morning. And by me, who's story? Now, interesting to read because Rich Saoko UEFA for no what you find and say Usher story no as a mature headliner almost say we are opposed to domestic league matches being played abroad. We are opposed.
As a new
2 requests have been approved. See, from first statement, you know, the second statement they say 2 requests have been approved on an exceptional basis due to regulatory gap and global level. We are committed to anchoring the integrity of domestic competitions and fan perspective in forthcoming FIFA rules. Now, Rich, only 3 statements and answer sentences. First one, a contradicts the second one.
I will play double standard.
Then the third one, give room for reforms on how to fix the 2 first contradictory sentences. Now, I'm making it. You see, I have made this argument time at Real Madrid, I can say they will write to UEFA and FIFA if that is where they have to go. And San Ometinia catch La Liga say at the end of Villarreal and Barcelona person no and Tasumua on my catch. My argument then ends Saturday because even my principles Americans are no is being collaborated by UEFA. Rich league bia and I say competition bia adia bakwa ema competition bi e pega the level na eye hugely accepted and kofo gitum na omudi akire eye competition a omum for the integrity of that competition no eni agro enti na me no ka say and kofo be braid is very La Liga na chi. The simple reason why and say Rich see start La Liga and go see e na by the time you league na we no the champions of Spain will in the eyes of omo follow league no will be a true winner of the league. Yen share a very fair competition obi able home and away. And when she sharing in to make sure say at the end of the channel, chinchi will be answer. It is sporting integrity, dear.
Very important.
It is so important, so important. And to Rich, any decision be uteki. Na ujidi say, and what the tendency to compromise sporting integrity. It's never a good decision. Never a compromising competition, you know. Now let me break it down for aside amone patomu to understand as I'm making. Yebo league go Spain. And you shall say teams in Yebo league no obi abebon home and away. Now your Jesus obi abon home and away we are. And you do obenya points to do a bad
on Waji League no and deserve it because send you be able you go home and away sample people on so be home and away and the competition here fair now Rich and then Villarreal and Barcelona say ye mo mu kwan
na enka game na beba so awo Saramika baby a Villarreal for home games no omune Barcelona de ne nko ade yemu mu fanko Miami wo USA na omunko bo sa game ni ho Rich mibuso Argentina Atletico Madrid ebebo Villarreal ewo Saramika ene the one na Metropolitano yo mu home Argentina Real Madrid already omabo ewo Santiago Bernabeu ashomo 3-1 in the reverse fixture they will go to Saramika baby Villarreal for ball ewo Spain no omu no makobo Espanyol bebo RCD Stadium ewo Catalan Cronin against Villarreal omu ya omako Saramika ene Villarreal akobo omu game no ewo Levante will do same Rayo Vallecano be same Mallorca be same Edru Barcelona and Villarreal home and away in Kwandia Barcelona will get the opportunity to play Villarreal ewo mufie ewo Catalan Cronin eya Barcelona for home but in the away game at the Saramika say no be able mo ho no eno nko de kwakubu no neutral grounds ewo USA that can be fair.
There's a one fair to the other team.
That can never be fair. Number 2, Rich, football we are see baby ah. Supporters na football.
Sure.
Supporters. Yes, ye die ye Villarreal Cronin. Ye yellow submarines. Every 2 weeks be me wa konya say me hye me yellow jersey na ma stadium na ma hye team no. Your pap be a share. You develop your football culture with Krum ha. You retire football club nechi. Every mumbo cry a season ticket holders. Rich, we are saying say you bokoya to not a league game that is supposed to be played on the Spanish soil. Supposed to indulge in the Spanish football tradition. Gamer obi oya Villarreal ni Rich uchu mutaya on. Say oya Villarreal ni na o support Villarreal. There are 2 games and who take it. O second one calendar so to
Real Madrid
Barcelona ever of you. And if you are being denied one of the biggest games I ever share within a season simply because you see this game no air call US for commercial purposes any idea. Rich, you gradually pave way omakwan ama uku supporters culture a edit team nechi a edit football in league na omo edi akire mesantini no uku saade no he obi se di enti na me kotokoko ball para ewa nkran na work they want to do whatever it takes to bring it back to Kumasi.
Because you need your supporters.
That is the tradition of the club. Kotoko home base in Kumasi. It doesn't mean that Kotoko supporters on Gaio. It doesn't mean that Kumasi for 8 minutes to go and Gaio. But Rich, the tradition of the club, the football culture of Kotoko supporters, our Africa any league is that you push your Baba and go and watch the team and support the team from there.
House of football games were Accra Sports Stadium. When they had a problem with Accra Sports Stadium, they were complaining.
But the same guy. Exactly. And
I'm glad a man outside that crowd, the same guy.
Who say, Emra NSC, and the Kotoko Manson last season in FA. And FA for the show, Baba and doesn't meet the specification and not Bekabeka say. So Baba and meet the specification in India. And instead of men organ and Quebec Mabo League. Emma Kotoko Kuyama Fe Omubo last season league matches no our Baba Sports Stadium. Obejeni say Kobe Jones money has a penny for me say Masola Sabi or more leading supporters no. Ebe can say the leadership and an up in cash show for Kotoko to play their home games the Baba Sports Stadium. Has intimate chair or penny DNA or Mudiblo Ghana football mua. Yeah, Tosio Mumbo Legon and I said in Legon Book competition Munkobo Tuba. There were some games in the run up to the game. Has even didn't know where they would play their games. I'm a supporter still tired, but their Accra Sports Stadium was there. Rich, you gradually kill the game if you decide to take traditional league games. I build a fun culture over the years for commercial purposes elsewhere. You kill it. And sa ukus ode sa no ma mienu we kabomwa. The sporting integrity and a chitaya editim nechi who compromises are there. Rich, ode to sa no mani mienu asia. You are killing football.
Okay.
And I am the say.
Now do we?
UEFA for no. I can say, oh, in the next FIFA Congress, they as UEFA, ever supporting other federations, we say CAF, ammonia day to push say, Saudi football clubs, as I say, Sikape Akato money, until Omoya did a floodgate to request and do, they will block it with Emra, and shine or honor. But Rich, they shouldn't have accepted the request.
Simple. Emra no mejitum. But I need to catch and say,
but you see,
you name Rabia, but the end to Rich
Emra. Emra. Nobody can tell me, say, Emra be anywhere to decline Villarreal, Barca, AC Milan, Como. Nobody can tell me that. Because to me, the two arguments are in the same article you have for publishing here, talking about sporting integrity and a fan perspective. Those two are two excuse me. Strong.
I bet you
to quash. And some no more can. Okay. And it's on Como, yes, do you think Villarreal Barca, AC Milan Como would have gotten the strength to fight back? So who you saw more supporters against them? Who you saw sporting integrity of the Serie A and La Liga against them? Rich, are you very, very sure, say they could have fought back and say, yeah, quite appeal, and I say, yeah, there's somebody go baby.
I say no.
Don't mind any is wrong.
Okay, this is my question like coffee before Baba in no. Mami kai UEFA president Alexander Safrin no one kasana sama can say league matches should be played on home soil. Anything else would disenfranchise loyal match going fans and potentially introduce distortive element in competitions. It is a more casamity say, Adiano, and yet, Nelson Mine will need to near the Ajatu Zom Koba. As a UEFA, play double standard. When UEFA president Nekasau. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Rich. I think there's all kind of UEFA for statements now. It's about finding a middle ground. And so there are two extremes of the situation. Because of the fan culture that is very important and is at the base of the growth of the local league. So, and also, for us to really understand why clubs like Barcelona, Villarreal, AC Milan, Como, all of these clubs are very much interested in playing outside of the native nations. No? We need to ask ourselves why. And what is the bedrock of football and sports? Yeah. We can't see, no matter how we want to sell the idea of the fan being at the base of the football at these various clubs, at the end of the day, it comes down to money. The average football fan of Costa Rica wants to see a certain Thomas Day party. Yemfa Saramika dining and Thomas Day party. You pay wages, higher wages. So your average fan, that's also pay the best player to come in. You pay good money to get those players to come in. And then when we speak about Football Club Barcelona, all the financial things are go for. Has the average Barcelona football fan said that I'll pay even the socials, even if they try to contribute by gate proceeds, any idea their loyalty? Where does it get to? So for me, it's very instructive to understand that both parts are not wrong. And for me, that's the difficulty of UEFA. Even though they say that, yes, the competition's integrity is very important, and I do agree. But in all of that, there is the need for sustainability in the running of these clubs. Because Ochina say club ni gua. Ubere ako Saramika. Say Football Club Barcelona. And then if they don't have money to run the club, and then there is no club, what will Barcelona fans do? So it's important. Again, what has come to be the issue is that in modern day football, Barcelona is not only competing with Real Madrid. The average Barcelona football fan should get that. The average Villarreal fan or the average Real Betis fan should understand. Say Real Betis, the competition, you know, and yes, Sevilla and Kwa, and only they compete. Only Chelsea Football Club or London they compete. Only a Yimba or Nigeria they compete. They are competing for me, who has never been to Stamford Bridge before. I've never been to the Santiago Bernabeu before. But then Madrid wants me to consume their information. Say Nebeya said that chibi. Say Samsung of one see almost pesca the Ama club in terms of sponsorship. Madrid will say that there is a certain fee Manfred or take a ija. No crampon, although on my Santiago Bernabeu that on your Madrid stano, on your born in Madrid, you know, we can influence him into first money so that we can run the club. Because at the end of the day, Madrid will have to bring in a certain killing little Mbappe. Madrid wants to add Vinicius Junior. Vini Junior, they can say per contract extension, pesca crack. It is money.
So one game no between a mouse asking
Rich, when they go to Miami, they will sell the ticket almost 70,000 USD and more.
Nas asking say an between a class.
You see,
we are talking to Kofi. We use Barcelona as an example.
Yeah.
Barca can say 20 levels and go into Janica. Just one game no go Miami.
You see, you are
and a bit Janica.
That's something. Mama, two first things. The second thing is the brand strength. Because ABR the 7,000 USD, 10,000 USD is cafe in the contest of Barca 4. But say Spotify, MMA no extra money because of that, he will take it. Because that's in the millions. For me, Rich, I don't want to be at the extremes. Say, okay, change it, try and for born in Kwabon saying that. And I think that's what UEFA will get to. Because in the statement, UEFA is specific on league games. And I agree with them. Say league games don't take it out. Because like Ayala explains, the competition's integrity can be affected. You go home away. It's a match when you're home and you're away. But like the Spanish La Liga themselves did last year for the Copa del Rey, you can take it to Saudi Arabia.
And also many Ayala arguments.
That's what I'm saying.
But Copa del Rey, I don't know fine. But this is league match.
That is okay. I didn't hear you say that. Asimana Kanu was say born and this year they quite want because the focus too much is on money.
No, sir. Now games now UEFA sanction 2 league matches.
Exactly, but they've allowed it to go on because
NAS is wrong because he has set a bad precedent.
I don't think so. I think because he's here, they have to let people understand. Say, born you bet me I want thing. But
league match.
Yes, because in this case,
because one has what you to say, the sporting integrity.
And you one time the best sporting integrity.
Kofi.
Only one time the best.
Now, maybe and two fools and I granted Villarreal and Barcelona. Team is sorry one day and tell you if it's okay. So I'm mobile Muslim Arabian. And yes, we ever see a game your kobo. Yes, we pesca.
When there's outright law, there's outright law. Let's say you find FIFA said go and do the law.
Contest is very, very important. Yeah, but Coppa Italia or Jeddah.
Yeah, sure.
We've raised the issue on the surface, and also so there was some undertones of losing football culture because he is sketchy do. That is the level we could have made that argument. Yeah, but Coppa del Rey or Saudi Arabia. Yeah, but we were Qatar. Even in the boxing bout in US, we've taken them to Saudi Arabia and they Qatar money are there. You've not raised the issue to this level. But, Fee, 2 things. See, I can't say everybody is catchy, baby. Yeah, I'm sure ya, baby. Because, Rich, it is a fact. Say, Uko US, Stadium no Omasino. Eso soon 150,000 capacity, 180,000. Every year. And on the face of it, Manchester against Liverpool. Today, your bond will US 10 times. It will make money than your England.
Yeah.
It is your way and sika. Rich, what UEFA is saying is say, your bedroom maybe. She can't buy so your con
if it becomes a legitimate reason why we should allow. And every pros and cons will be obedient. Nkata sobre will be ano. Will prove right. Say, so my economy the game no cost Saudi Arabia. The sheikhs with their oil money. I say before everybody game the cost, only 100 million euros. And Sunday the game post is a check. And a best career, we will lose the identity of European football and football in general. The flag gaze is what we want to guard against. Yeah, bon by say and the bien to her. Now obian for commercial reason. Why do you think Arsenal, Newcastle will go on a pre-season tour or Singapore, China? They'll go to Asia because they want to extend the brand there.
Brand visibility.
And population there war.
Do the couple of any games near
so when you're 20% of Indians, so almost supporting Arsenal. Now almost replica. Rich, that is enough basis to tell Adidas and Arsenal Nike say, Sikano Manimano, Omuma will bear 50 million down. Because a huge numbers. And your numbers get what? And nobody is against commercialization. But we are saying, how do we find the balance of say, yeah, ton football product, no, near the pesca papabi, near moment affected the tradition of the football, you know, and we see, na a Copa de Reu, na a Copa Italia.
They say, I buy a belly.
They say, flag against the BA, Obian financing from Mohono. Now people are testing the waters with league. Second, can you for Marbonting? I'm a massa. I deal with their miminifi and a jatum, but I idea yes so. And the next time we go for the FIFA Congress, we will break it outright. Omunim say, Rich, a 2 now. It could be 5 next. Then Yahweh Betty, you know. Commercialization will take over football.
And about until say UEFA find ways and divergent ways of raising money for the clubs, it will always come. It's the same as the UEFA Super League. Like Ombetima presenting and as a Kuko, Adebechomeko presenting as Teki, Adebechoma presenting as Anoma.
I don't take the light in semi Charles of Vivi.
Yeah.
But you know from your own education, say Enipa, you need and you wants. You will never be satisfied.
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying. That
imagine club is a Barcelona, Real Madrid. Look at the sponsors that they have. Look at the money that they are making. Real Madrid to me, books. Also, we're making $1 billion.
So, Ayla, have you asked yourself?
Or making billions. But on no crisis still now. I think the ambassador can say, Ujain Nipa. Nasa Uka Nipa say, I show the Opo Riasia. Onya Epoa. Or Sabe artificial dam at which.
No, Fayla.
That is the way we are.
What be sound who need and me? I always have this problem against the 2 leagues here. Which leagues are they?
Serie A, La Liga.
2 of the top 4 most poorest leagues are in terms of Europe, top 5.
But when you say,
so why is it that Debia Eyomo? I've said it several times. Say Debia, Javier Tebas is making a lot of noise about Sika. It is from the fault is from Barcelona and Madrid.
But
those 2 clubs.
See, unim say, Asama okay. Asama Fifike. Yeah, Ebia today. About La Liga clubs, any Italian clubs, and on Pesadiwe. It does not mean say English for no money in town. The restrictions, any fan culture, how vociferous or moyena. And say, oh, yeah, you are careful. Say Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea, and propose say Chelsea in Aston Villa, on somebody free Stamford Bridge, Akobo, India. I'm telling you, we've not seen even Villarreal supporters doing demonstration like that. England, that is why they are careful.
I know that.
But the flag gets in the bar. Rich, I feel England for Omupeska catching.
Exactly.
Say a beer flag gets now.
Me know you're doing.
Sergeant Michael of movement.
The thing is that at the end of the day,
English Premier League have made sure that they have found different ways to get money and good source of money. For even the smallest class, Spanish La Liga, Italian Serie A should be up and doing. Because last week, Chelsea owners they buy almost double ticket sales by times 4. Go on Twitter.
It's because Stadium Nisha.
No, exactly. I was coming there. It's almost double. The Chelsea fans are complaining. The owners are telling them that Tottenham must be crana or they compare Chelsea and do a level. The stadium Manchester United, Man City. So you try to find try to find ingenious ways. At the end of the day, the Spanish La Liga and the Italian Serie A should find the best right way, and they are not able to get TV rights now in England for Nhyira. So they are looking for the short options. UEFA has to find a middle ground.
Sylvester, Mensa say Fifi, I understand your point, well valid, but in all, the greater picture is the sporting integrity of the league.
The sporting integrity will never be available if people are hungry. Forget about it.
Oh, Kofi.
What is your integrity?
It's not
multimedia, fearless and one journalism. If you are not paid for 2 years, you can't do that. Forget about integrity. Forget about passion. So let's find the money.
I agree with
I'll be it. Find it the right way.
Minimum. But the answer can say league match no. But for any cup games near the are a Copa de Renas almost one course at the
no problem. But in all of that, the HSCC are like only Ireland can aid degenerating to league games is because since can swallow. And then the more comes to the Nabasa to Laminia at the year to the chief.
So now that UEFA catch say the next FIFA Congress be an number corner, then they'll make sure that they'll block it. Yeah, my club will be a first request they may be no. And they do our clubs no matter.
FIFA Congress, that's the clubs that you to Congress is made up of the clubs.
So it was published in 6th of October by BBC. Rich Enra. BBC say Kogan Hagan. Yeah, appointing as the chairman for football regulator England. On say Oma pass bill on that Parliament say here regulator football nim England. The way running game no. Who read it through the article BBC actual. You get to a point where they write what will Kogan do? Again a prosecutor no or baba be. Fee, read this part for me.
The regulator. And you see the regulator is intended to improve financial sustainability across the football pyramid and will also stop clubs from joining breakaway competitions like the attempted European Super League proposal in 2021, which is roundly criticized by the fans.
So you see how England for
you're careful.
They are thinking, they are anticipating it is coming. And I saw and they've not left that to the football people. They've appointed a regulator from Parliament. Say, Massa, and go for it. Omaji is a fifi. Pesika. And baby, Omukono.
Manfred.
We can't stop them because I am a club. A lot of them are even companies registered here. Omga so me pesca yenti stop you mo. And here, you the regulator bene. Now you're trying to chill with him. Me I can't say on for na ba ni mo bia. Obedi sikachi bebre. Na obe kele football fanatism ne tradition na e wo ha no. Rich, me see enipa. Oje 10,000 a month. O se enso no. And scary the medal of their bobra. Tumuko 50,000 a month. The following week, can see now 50,000 there. A better crowd of their charming bills. Tumuko 100,000 a month. He will still ask for more. So one time, like we are not satisfied. Bibian we better satisfying. But I also be trying this to say, in our event to conquer the world and get everything in the world, we must balance it with a new maybe a nipa.
Okay.
And that is what we want to safeguard. League games maybe I do the league games.
Okay, but here you are, Pesca. nti ebi okuku ni general manager itia
how dey the who biscuit how dey your cash say level school because your mouse sports show be phobia ka ho enwumre ni eyi dan your mouse to akete me
oh say and kama jenentem
all do betimi ayare no beba
oh coffee me
oh wow
so we need to
what you was what
coffee sika dem sam no mi no say ho de
who di me mo wati
u pesca tebe
can ni pa do ati
all right yamra na yeni Black Stars in common no emfa entos yeni anim say Black Stars say e ka say omo Morocco amo eboabo omo ahead of yeni Central African Republic game out China ebekoso awo Morocco 4 p.m. Edna ebebo ayesa game no but said the medical catch me a group no which is group I no nya admo China will be able to game 4 said the Central African Republic and the Chad bet nefi no more attrain Mali then Comoros and the Madagascar so no omonso ebetimi abona afia said the honsam no and so ebeti akone pese hanyama be miensa bi first one the importance of the game. Second one, the decision say yes, be Morocco straight. Na campo ansani abo game no na fe. Yen show the group dynamics no. Because they say Ocean group na Ghana edikan with 19 points. Madagascar atos be on 16 points. Comoros atos be 15. Mali atos 9-12. Central African Republic no mo botchina no. Amo 5 points. Etosudum and a child na etwato kra in our group. Amo awo just a point and our honti. Enema miensa me samum for Black Stars. Training sections near the be ngo na fi yemfa enye yen discussion no. Me pesa yen started from the decision say e be campe our Morocco ahead of the Central African Republic game no. Kovi, me say am for
yeah, I mean,
is it a good decision?
Oh, I think it's a spot on decision.
Okay.
Especially given a time of say players na born every in the game like Henry said the last time, I think like all of us to have said no. Now short time now, most of the players in games Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So when you bought the LES game which was on Friday. And then of course there was a Saturday game, Sunday game for most of the players. Now because Umbra Ghana by fancy be a Saturday, Sunday. Then our bed and shake up on Monday, not Tuesday or go back to Morocco. No about game Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, Ebema we know a little bit complex. So it made a lot of sense. Say, Oshe, baby, Morocco, one the closeness of the Mediterranean to Europe. How I mean, in fact, for people in Spain, put the obeti car for bus and I mean, ferry car for Spain just in an hour or two to a very short place. And for them to make that decision for me makes sense. Yeah, the capital like Casablanca. Now, yeah, first few shake up, then we pick a short trip to Mechanism. No, I think that makes a lot of sense to me. Easy thing for us to do. It reduces a lot of stress, and the players have not traveled far. Again, I think that sometimes also in games like this, no, it's important for the players to be with themselves alone. And I say Ghana, you don't your players, no, you promise them, and Omobasana. You see a bomb but sometimes also that also doesn't afford them the rest that they need.
Family,
friends, exactly. So in a crucial time like this, I think it is good. So within that short time, I can't be away from everybody. Yes, immediate family can come. Now you know we are born. We had the last game, we could have won. So for me, I think that was a good decision.
Before I allow me on players our camp and then said the home city nano. Now if you want to bring na into a Jumadino. And so customer for the Ghana Football Association, Henry Asantuchum on players update.
20 players trained at the King Mohammed V Stadium in Casablanca on Monday. Now, these players have been arriving since Sunday. On Sunday evening, 7 players trained and we were fortunate to have 13 more arrivals on Sunday evening and Monday morning, taking the number to 20. The players who trained on Monday include Lawrence Atizigi, Benjamin Asari, Joseph Annan, Ali Duseidu, who returns to the team for the first time in close to 1 year, Gideon Mensah, Geneza Annan, Alexander Jiku, Elisha Owusu, Thomas Pate, Kwesi Sibu, Prince Owusu, Mohammed Kudus, Abdul Fattah Ishahaku, another player who is making a return to the team since November 2024, following the ACL injury he sustained against Angola in Rwanda. The rest are Joseph Pinto, Christopher Bunchuma, Kamaldeen Sulemana, Jordan Ayew, Brandon Thomas Asante, and Antoine Semenyo. The other news is that we received 3 players when we returned from training. Mohamed Salisu, who plays for Monaco, has arrived. Kojo Opon Pepra, the young chap who now plays for OGC Nice in France, is also here. And then we have Caleb Rinchi, who plays for Norgeland in the Danish top flight. One player who is yet to arrive is Jonas Ade Ajete, who plays for Swiss champions FC Basel. We're expecting him on Tuesday, hopefully, before we train.
Okay. And we a live update. Yenya Henry Asante Tum. Edema players are more arrive a camp. So it's good. Almost the team in the Nano. Etimia Babi Drew Kama, or my training ahead of Nyami Adma or Chinagima, and then Subit me Abasono. Aya, Memo and Afi, Memo say, Mini a penny ra. Nidako.
Yes, Nidako Nikotoko.
Hard working Nidako.
Rich, you have a game no Wednesday, which is Ochina.
Sure.
But so one monitor blasters players on arrival now. Ebimuba as late as even Enranopa, which is Monday Anopa. So Buza won't say Senka ye Campio Ghana and Sania Kumurokwa inti Enkomuba Monday Anopano. Ombe training da bain na within a short time na ya wono yasa pemu bi mrede tukwan akomoroko. Omu ko shiampo from Europe to Morocco e say e ben no mpo no e na bi ba enura no pa o eti magese kasa me kedi bakon oba Ghana e mi se ko ba bedu ha wia time no be training na wia e tan kakra na aka no ya sa pemu be 4-5 hours to fly from Ghana to Morocco ni abo game no watchna enti you could clearly see say omu mu take decision say yenko Morocco no they took the right decision. Yeko Morocco nimpo ade nim say oh ebema players ne bana easy no. Rich, your first training session yeah Morocco. We had only 7 players. 7.
Animpo.
Yes.
So imagine Ghana.
Until the second one no and we were close to 20. And now we are almost at a full house. Until the session is spot on. Now Rich, say o share your group now. The dynamics Emma gateway and so important say I was here. Born airborne. You won 19 points.
Yeah.
Madagascar and DH
16. Followed by
Comoros 15. Then Omo Maka.
Yeah. Mali
Aka 2 games.
5-1.
Aka 2.
Sure.
Yeah, you won 19. Say you Central African Republic, you got 22. Rich, see you got 22. The only team a bit me am I any sort of mathematical competition will only be Madagascar. If we beat Central African Republic there, I come Madagascar pay. And a bit me here competing to get 22 points. Madagascar is soon Comoros neighbor. Tama ye ebo Central African Republic no. Madagascar and Comoros neighbor. Rich, what it means and say. Sagana to me and your focus. Na omu show mu game. Say Madagascar and Comoros bo. Anything apart from Madagascar and win, you know, Ghana has qualified to the World Cup. And if you be the players in here, some of the best of them cry. It may be him. One game, I do 22 points. Now the only thing Ebema Yafa game against Comoros waka serious kaka. If Madagascar beats Team Friend Comoros, which and the game is also coming on Comoros on the field. Enti asamni eti asamojan money Steven Apia money Otuado money FM penyimfo mo omuni players in the meeting no it shouldn't last more than 5 minutes. Just tell them the group dynamics and how important win way some walk up and they just have to go and do their job.
And I love how I old players be to say asamojan Steven Apia and catch players in the importance of the World Cup.
Of course.
As matter, Ebia o Chelsea na o bo Arsenal or Real Madrid ni adi na se be di mu a. Eso bo World Cup.
You know you play na mo World Cup a unimu.
Go do oni e di sa mpani fo. Because World Cup one mo bi.
And Rich, your players are a name brain. Ebibo Basel.
Sure.
Ebibo Turkish League. Ebibo way. In the past, Yahoo Blasters go to World Cup, and right after the World Cup, players move from relatively lower clubs to a
typical example is Kevin
Prince Jonathan Muina. One World Cup now, Rich. After the big clubs, any more at least almost slow. It's a wow CV as a player. Into where there, Ejumano Maya Abedum Pembensowe. They know Bian also catch Romo. They need to know. Namia Wadom, Central African Republic, they have nothing to lose. And I will say about game no neutral grounds. Morocco, who the foreign place be Braba, Morocco weather, any pitch, any BBA, SCT place in the camera. What will be the excuse? Say this team will not win against Central African Republic or China. No matter how difficult, say a half nail in Pope and a 3 points Blasters, they should get it. No more. Okay. We are not asking for much.
Yes, sir. Is it your calculators? Oh, calculations. Just
win.
Our last game we drew up. So just last game just academic exercise na fi
mama ni me need akwanim who say because Sunday na mo park na you drew injury time no akabe 1 minute am ya po no who say need a share first
yes start common na
sometimes me dey
okay na mama fa wenji ni tata ya fa wenji need akwan be dey we hu ya pa ati mo ye dey we ji need akwan tata.
A big game is coming. Asante Kotokose. Empire Asia at the Babanyaro Sports Stadium. What a game it's gonna be. It's Kumasi Asante Kotoko against Bibiani Gold Stars. Oh la 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 la. And Wednesday, 8 October 2025, 7 p.m. Nejani Dam Kumasi Asante Kotoko against Bibiani Gold Stars. What a game. Obia Pejanimu, Obia the Dedeyo, Obia Yahumaka, Eba Babanyaro Sports Stadium, advertise the club of the century in Africa. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, popular stand 20 Ghana cities, center line 30 Ghana cities, and a cool 70 Ghana cities for the VIP. You are stunting matches, Mienu, your boss was so papa, near Bedasro, and your Kotoko against Bibiani Gold Stars, Babanyaro Sports Stadium, 8 October, and you will 5 p.m. near Gate 7, the Jano Twaso, yes, at the Babanyaro Sports Stadium. Team number one, they say, Asante Kotoko, the Porcupine Warriors, and your hey, and what does still?
Okay, shows of 4.5 yen 12 and they say that Yabona atrase.
Say, Oko Kotoko matches our own. Na Ura Stadium, VIP wa. Say, offer VIP top wa, otra, baby a media stance in one hour top pa.
A straw pan.
A straw pan.
Okay.
unse ura soro hɔ a ya chemu mienu ebi o se ne bi o se but mfimfini bebi a wugina e de se de wugina park ni mfimfini bebi a center line won ura stadium fofo na kotoko bobo a e ho na need akugina
okay
say akwankyera minim na ye bobo na bo ni mu ye de a ubuso waba left honum extreme
free a middle
no wugina no na as on okobo ba no abe
ani ahwe na game no
ma de kotoko ntini hye na wabe gina ho
okay
na obegina wana bona go na ma bo se akaka me apon na wa starting na nte say go back bibi ofiri ba ya no minim bebi owoko na Sunday we se ya etako baba sports stadium for kotoko game no odru VIP top wa left wing one e house for bi betna ho omo mfa do mutimi sha jisi kraba man bi minim ni di ba oye me very good friend because me tiny the bonko mo so betna wa na Sunday we kotoko ntimi ya se the ka be 1 minute abi apona ni da ko se mu match ya nge onanti ko na na odani na chi na man no ka bibi say ankoye ni da ko dani no say ha ti di utimi so odi yawo ena onya ko mo ba ko ne no but o say football and o can add it say na o timeti wodi na me observe marriage me real stadium mo foforo no
yeah
me too many way green stands yellow and red one de ye hu nansen e o Ghana football mu no metimi aka say na attendance no na enye okay but na ye encouraging na ehye nkran
at least all the compare previously
yes na ehye nkran na born e kwa wie na kotoko intimation ade ba kwa me ka kira ike mo ne say de he me ya ne say enka fans ya enka ye encouraging say ka kotoko intimation Heart of Lions enka
Gold Stars game no
o china numre game no enka be encouraging kofo bebre so say enkomo me kasa number we ho na kanka
build it
na ka build it rich de bia me kan wa anye ni rakote entia se kotoko ye kotoko supporter na wutie ya ho sa de we ugitum na ugitum ntemu a na ebetimi asesa wa adwene am wasate ama stadium a ebeboa wo rich the reason why Nancy kotoko ne has omuntimi ngi league no one of the factors fans no more stadium no say wo se meboa
and it's true
she teams so imagine league in the last 3 seasons medium Samates maybe any Gold Stars
but come stadium
filled say away 2000 in bar
how am I
the atmosphere they are able to create one and na elmo mu league no enti say omo anu omo compete no omo so te say wo omo mo baby e so te say wo na say uko omo timi create atmosphere with omo fans awo omo stadium a e so omo ni etimi push omo teams omo ya wonwade energy league wo ti da omo obi a and maka say the excuse of football your products na monyama na nya kono ansa na yaba any sound of no we only find it when we really want an excuse not to come but enka football ko de rich yesum no papa mo bonimo akono enya akono
me ankasa me Manchester United
uni akire
busy dey ye bo game Old Trafford ne why ma
team na ne striker Ronaldo
ne ye protest
ni Van Nistelrooy and anya mwambo mo na ekunya mo na ebo have Manchester United fans says we've moved from Van Nistelrooy to Benjamin Sesko and to quality this what in team cost
say ya Philly stadium near say protest at champion for this result na mo dem yem
fantastic and say obesa wo ka bibia you need to come and say it there but and to develop the culture say oh I did the first me na kono say when the na ya kono eye wa na me de kum ye ensem trofo but unum de tie yes ye ka ye pia bontia not the same supporters no budget and so I'm not kind of cray yen kind of crabia. You're saying your football.
Okay. Nhyira
Obi yes some show for ye Arsenal for Barcelona, Chelsea. Oyen some chuni or see no that see Chelsea ni was subscribed to Chelsea on your newsletters in the club nechi. But the referee say Chelsea have moved from Asian Balak mu Drogba mu to Enemoas Casedo Mune João Pedro quality number but still man o yi enim so e ba koto ko ne house there na dey o say ayemo na e quality ne start na be na supporters number we don't say that our bochire but e be say can e dey excuse e yi one wa
Nhyira ko by Mike ne mama good morning
Morning
na what to say
nyame adom na onso e
oh nyame adom ho ye before we proceed kra no ayala asema no okay how ye dey
em say
ujina me do na we dey
kra de no we yes what to do who dey do dey efa
I know we dey o ya na we dey
we be hwe ball
enye dia me ma dwen ni bia
adwen o
no say no it means me
and if I'm go but we own
but the idea hard you fancy almost saying almost reason pan saying
hard dream share dia nduike
hala
they say me who dia mesa aka biom because they are not yet per se in for year am I no they are doing it all last season 2024-2025 ufa your match day squad na ufa the notable players are who are on the team sheet so 2024-2025 now I can tell you say about 90% of them are still available. Tell you about consistency and then the team no and maintain that consistency now we are supporter what they fear then because last season before the team sheet me who Mohamed Kamara me who Samba O'Neil me who Ablo me who Lodambo me who Patrick Esedu me who Emmanuel Entry me who Ababaya me who Abetamwa Peter Midu Akwa enti menu Kwampoku players enye wo ma no mo horses here enye wo mo a enye wo mo a share Accra ye ni kwara match we spent 2 weeks in publicity Accra
2 weeks
before we call breakum ko analo asafodu ko ba Accra aya starting
promo
ye first week Friday na no patututu na me no tufi Accra e ba e betwebu ko breakum go bon match on Saturday ye Sunday na you Accra from that Sunday to the next Sunday no they radio TV be any ho yanko share Baba Yara Sports Stadium the bia meka say look like he said no these things now yeah kotokoko ho aye so far no enya because of anything no one referee na kasa odi game no o man to so no so fans na egu ho no kra na asisa ne bebre
o shiva
yes because baby any be ko baby aboma almost support everywhere yellow green everywhere now the intimidation enya by foul me so but the way I won't buy your crowd even before we stadium no crowd one encourage you one is a match no lose we and I was say it here football aya community base share supporters e go amekom ni asokwa say won ye wadwe so be stadium a say o kwa be boma but yeah ma meaning reason you support
but as in penny for no more so far a way to find out
we have
why fans in the master
we have no typical example Sunday no one guys we feel rest stand there call amekom horpo nechi ho buy cheba be sin enko de ko sha de apparently e do ho no na if garbage
stadium
and now even sits in the soprano
and clean here
once a Sunday be sorry from a sorry on to make go fee
I record the car no one at the back
Chama wait when I say I'm say dem ye ma na me say wo ma why no ye ma wo. Enya me no wa adwuma. Fa ne say team no eye wan kasa wo dia. Eye wo enye wo eye dia. Di chama solo ba na me ka che no o se ne yenko. Me no ko hwe na o se J 200 cedis koto dasta nti koto dasta mako 20.
Na mo pepa so.
Na di ko do wa mama we se mbako na me chiche ma wo. Na wo mo de pepa so na me ka che se bunia. Unim. Wait till I am be it may be team nature ache be send no because any individual be nti na me work toko
Team na ope.
It me eye wo enyo to be buy say city na person me transfer na eso nya my people me wo anything to say after the game na pen kan wo gina ho na makoka kire wo me to videos kwa na me da ko kire wo mo because team na ye nyina idea menja emmo bi say oh mo ye na ya how is your football and moving from Sanya yen na yenko and now you press you maintain the players esca samba all the CA so we say we maintain na esca because I was say we improve the BBA ni work ni BBA say we improve and yes capital and since you Ghana we when ya BBA fi o get process more Fabio.
Where football on here running on.
That is it. Oko sponsorship. It's about match attendance. Oko put the pictures, corporate body we say person best sponsor so what because attendance or supporters no yes.
Open mileage. Oh you number never stadium now. Every man of that mileage. Oh, it's a message supporters no okay. Me say no be wow the one we expect it. But look, it will end one day. It will end one day. It message we say yema sa ebufunis emaninko. They will say no. So when I walk, European clubs say nyanya perform you. So the bia aboma. The bia aboma. Young kwa de beba na mouth so players if you turn no more the first place here almost center line ho no almost because we finish say ba ho na manage we do na empty although there's no business no do no more on make catch you say we turn no now we be pay park now when supporters na stadium na who player no plan who didn't care business say so supporters ya ba say dia ne ne sem didi ago
Rich na say it me
say me more resource
it media dance say Brekum Summer boy baby Doma Bechem etimi create intimidating atmosphere. With a 5,000 capacity 2,000
now kotoko 40,000
imagine say 30,000 that is say what create intimidation in times 4
and those days na kotoko team Santos me na supporters
yeah me say
they don't go goes
me say Rich me my boss be am tiny ni di kotoko nko me mboni din when you live up through and through me ni share bia am case boss I also start so backstage do me kotoko bo like we did bia hu me na convince me mo kotoko yen Steve no do mo time ni be come and me say na we live up no every Gerard mo time e ma Jordan Henderson na grabbing bet mo na the quality above all so you still support the club with everything our England no and some no Rich yeah say somebody I research we know the factors and go for the man here into mo stadium but I'm saying say one thing I cancel sa no money yes I dey cancel and say e football I am religion I also so who be there you want ubenya I'm telling you and then I go the TV programs in Europe ubenya but so o catch on say Senator for no so genuine no yes you do yes you be so musa Rich we can do it
wait picture am on there to YouTube against Lions
yes until I say it was encouraging you know and so almost
at least so number you saying the same number kraka ho
Rich
so you have
so okokotoko game na obesa ugeji fairly sem go for ba she restant
okay
I want to kotoko stand se kotoko posted on bayama restant bayama first
okay
and son of baby aka no ayema
It's a me custom na kotoko game bia. Na me say me gauge supporters reaction towards the team. And rest on me gauge. And your picture here. Rich, you could clearly see say and people are warming themselves up to come. They should keep the momentum.
Yes.
Okay.
And more that.
You know a good fellow T-show no one kind. I say the point is that the two big clubs, as in Kotoko and Haas,
Yes.
should have their own grounds, even if it's 10,000 capacity.
You see.
I'm sorry, another discussion.
Another discussion.
Not Nina Quine Yendi Ghost House on Common.
Another discussion. Rich. The last time you conducted research, Southam Corona, we were not in the Akonya say because na e ticket no. Nti na utimi hu ticket I have for every game be our Kotoko games throughout the season.
Sure.
Rich Sobekaya. You find average in here. The number of games are not Kotoko about Baba. Any day be other and conform to take it ever have born. Say o fano say me tifri mu a ene me hu matches do why boy and on the average take it to do why to for every single game reaching not in 10,000. And it's what it means and say if it continue to be like the Ehu of Baba Ana, even if Kotoko is 15,000 capacity
they can feel. Okay.
And Rich say if supporters Omuma club emuyedu Omuma club sika Omuma club animunyam Omuma club ni bibiano say one start enya omu around the club any big project be esi wenu subiano Rich it doesn't make meaning no say supporters na any connect biemu a why do you rush and go and build a stadium and now me no can say Manchester United Chelsea. Why do you think they say they want to increase the capacity of Stamford Bridge in Old Trafford? Who say supporters also tia and come make so increasing the capacity? And what's over? Nampenny phone say Charlie say if we are constantly getting 30,000, Nasi can you chimney and coiners was here and you see and can say we will have all this money. But they said yeah, but maybe anywhere be encourage penny bia. Yes, magazine for Bantema, Asafo, Bekwai, Obuase.
The can and amponsa time. Also, that time I could do any match bro for so no for catch him right. Maybe support base every and easy. So done someone or so, Mudia Mumranda, more match. Amponsa what you are. I brought you beside Chawana. Omoy.
And yes, you
Amponsa what was
Rich, you ready, and many more. And Rich has supporters,
and we do a good day now.
They are the backbone of BBA successful club.
Sponsorship,
so Bibosika, BBA. Yes, you got supporters. Yes, I have supporters.
I wanted to say more, but crucial game, Yamia Mochina.
A very, very crucial. Share. Nene answer draw na a boy no. Ama ochina match no abeye so difficult to the extent that there were only one option. And one is say she go Stars. Because she about 4 matches. We can't Ghana Premier League every 4th week. Obi any ho over 12 points. So
largely they can with 10 points.
With 10 points. What it means is that say you win each na 7.
Now
we still have one outstanding game. Oh, we need 10 points.
Sure. Why you call only Lions?
Very good. It is a simple calculation. Nyame ya adum na yi ochina die fi ho. Na Saturday ye kokko she e wa Brankesia. Na you put one outstanding game na 12. E 13. Yeah. What I say? Eti ochina game ni die e hu hia yempa. And you bet to me achieve this target now. But depending on supporters, no. On my stadium, you have watch now. It's not paying 4 transfers, say Debbie. Yeah, money 3, yeah, money 5, yeah, bomb match no 7 p.m. Night football. It's baby, opese okubia, juma opese papon. Opon so that time now opese okofi no traffic e work room no enya easy. It's for baba bayara. Better ho na hwe matcha.
Umpona ni ekwamu da ho.
Good. These are two clubs omunya ticket e ko gina Ghana na mu e wa Africa. Ba ko entumi anko na name. Krobia e ko na name. Go start Kobo Champions League, Kotoko Ebo Confederations Cup. Let's meet and see who is who. Nyami Admochana. Mesre supporters no. Ochina mama yemfa yem presence e intimidate your opponents ne kakra. Enye wo kwamboni so. But say wo mu eba in their numbers. You feel every space in the stands now. Ebema opposing team no kra mo say, look, this is Kotoko because Yako baby ano etete omo out no maye. Yako breakum same things what be venue because flag was I say if I to flag to. They want to intimidate you simply because only had 3 points, you know. And I totally agree with them. So China every space or stadium near to me affiliate. So going to be my embe twin fire so sir. Okay. It makes sense supporters and they say Nyame aduma. March in 7 p.m. So the AJ Nansano is 20 cities for popular stand, 30 center line, 70 VIP. Yes, Omumra number Chemrantian because a weekend year Africa Nana Remuno. Yes. It's the next game I bought by Sports Stadium. Against work. Senyamia do not have air.
So now I'm TBBI.
As at now they in TBBI by a train. It's a message say Yemra in our numbers. Na Yembeshem Lantian no Ukraine training grounds na mifi and they are ready to deliver Nyamia Dumo or draw ni de players ni na mia ablo say a poor match manager or kasasi ana ni so 8 no na me catch us onya odeo don't forget enyesi ya draw na ewie. Let's focus on our next game, which is tomorrow. Intimate supporters in the Nyami Admocha.
Ocha game is crucial.
Very, very crucial.
Go stands for more too many no match. Every African in Anqui, but League need on bobo.
League never won a champions.
Go stars.
Go to a champion.
Open so a champion. If you want a champion.
We are not logic. Team Biao. Obine defending champions. Who did say una who deserve say league your book and I was a watch. When your opportunity Amado a champion, our best to the Fracunyana son. Oba won't change. To what much you do? Who channel? No one who say ne crew and a good and pa Ubasawaji. And rich say a back CCA Kotokoni baby any go stars. Enter matches, the psychology ni mentality ni bibia. Omo share kotokoto for. Ana kotokoto no champion of champion. Enti eh idea afani afano obi atwi. The difference ebe why na able on fie and if they are able to take advantage of it. And home advantage na can reach. Idea ba kupo. Some supporters baba who tai I will be libi.
That is it.
Enti look minim say o kind of change ni kwa so pa chawo. But it be a football na kodu no. I will say a supporters na chawo.
And Mr. Mamu Misu Black Stars game no as yastic. Oh. And can say Black Stars game ni Black Stars game 4. Acha no isi ya game na 7. Odi Black Star game we ya atena kem ko.
Baby I won e wa chira. Be he Black Stars game.
Ochina Fowl Street. Dr. Ike office on the new one the projector. Oh,
simple. Okay. We are football fan in Quadia. We're going to say a double festival. We have blasters here and was
you better qualify.
Oh, of course.
It's not any general
the passport are ready. I did go US and Papa. Some my trauma a FIFA for no. So walk up, women know the Mexico in Canada or America. You don't meant to go grab, but down the cannon, you come up for and you decided, General. Yeah, they are question to game.
Ocha game the bear fair.
Sure.
Game the bear fair. Game the bear very nice.
You will be a gate in time.
5 p.m.
Oh, okay.
5 maybe a gate.
Right.
But then on that, wow, person of chef Black Stars first half. What we
right
now Oba Geta. Now Oba travel ticket. Now we remo. Then also no. Ochina no. We travel ticket. One more. Omo register for Fabu Sensors. Omo nya omo card no. Omo mra Heroes Park.
Okay.
Yeah, mounted table ho. Edobia card. Ebe man no. Then answer ye ebi kai. Nti wo a wo san kan wo de no. Bra. Wo a wo register enso no ba.
Yeah, register.
Yeah, register. Wo stands no who say obi chef Fabu Sensors atade bia no. Or ye registered obi all register
Fabu Sensors
no.
Okay.
Or officer.
Right.
Who approach no be register. Na when you card.
That's it. Ati when twa nkitu bi nemra. I'm at me den so from Nhyira 104.5 ni da ko. Abranti wa ye dwuma papa. Ede amakuma se asante kro. Ye fa na umra.
Amusu garlic bitters.
Said the honsam no enso ebesi akone ampese hwe niema be miensa bi. First one the importance of the game. Second one the decision say e be ko Morocco straight na campo ansa na abo game no na afei yen hwe the group dynamics no, because they say ohwe group na Ghana edikan with 19 points, Madagascar atoso bi 16 points, Comoros atoso mi 15, Mali atoso 9-12, Central African Republic no mo bochina no omo 5 points, atoso dum and a Chad omo na ekato kra in our group omo awo just a point and our honti enema mi ensam some 4 Black Stars training sections near the be ngo na afi yemfa enye yen discussion no me pesa yen started from the decision say be campe our Morocco ahead of the Central African Republic game. No, Kovi, Mr. Asenfefio.
Yeah, I mean,
is it a good decision?
Oh, I think it's a spot on decision.
Okay.
Especially given a time of say players never born every in the game. Like Henry said the last time, I think like all of us to have said no. Now short time now, most of the players in ball games Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So when you bought the LAS game, which was on Friday. And then, of course, there was a Saturday game, Sunday game for most of the players. Now, because Umbra Ghana, by fancy be a Saturday, Sunday, then our bed and shake up on Monday, not Tuesday, or go back to Morocco, no about game Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, Ebema, we know a little bit complex. So it made a lot of sense. Say, Oshe, baby, Morocco, one the closeness of the Mediterranean to Europe. How I mean, in fact, for people in Spain, put the obeti car for bus, and I mean, ferry car to Spain just in an hour or two. It's a very short place, and for them to make that decision for me makes sense. Yenye share the capital like Casablanca. Now yenye first few shake up or say, then we pick a short trip to Mechanism. No? I think that makes a lot of sense to me. Easy thing for us to do. It reduces a lot of stress, and the players have not traveled far. Again, I think that sometimes also in games like this, no, it's important for the players to be with themselves alone. And I would say Ghana, you don't your players, no, you promise them, and Omobasana. You see a bomb when you bomb chain, but sometimes also that also doesn't afford them the rest that they need.
Family,
friends, exactly. So in a crucial time like this, I think it is good. So within that short time, you can't be away from everybody. Yes, immediate family can come. Now you know you are born. We had the last game, we could have won. So for me, I think that was a good decision.
Before I allow me on players our camp and then said the home same city nano. Now if you also bring na into a Jumadino and so customer for the Ghana Football Association, Henry Asantuchum on players update.
20 players trained at the King Mohammed V Stadium in Casablanca on Monday. Now, these players have been arriving since Sunday. On Sunday evening, 7 players trained, and we were fortunate to have 13 more arrivals on Sunday evening and Monday morning, taking the number to 20. The players who trained on Monday include Lawrence Atizigi, Benjamin Asari, Joseph Anan, Ali Duseidu, who returns to the team for the first time in close to 1 year, Gideon Mensah, Beneza Anan, Alexander Jiku, Elisha Owusu, Thomas Partey, Kwesi Sibu, Prince Owusu, Mohammed Kudus, Abdul Fattah Ishahaku, another player who is making a return to the team since November 2024, following the ACL injury he sustained against Angola in Rwanda. The rest are Joseph Pinto, Christopher Buntuba, Kamaldeen Sulemana, Jordan Ayew, Brandon Thomas Asante, and Antoine Semenyo. The other news is that we received 3 players when we returned from training. Mohamed Salisu, who plays for Monaco, has arrived. Kojo Opon Pepra, the young chap who now plays for OGC Nice in France, is also here. And then we have Caleb Rinchi, who plays for Norgeland in the Danish top flight. One player who is yet to arrive is Jonas Ade Ajete, who plays for Swiss champions FC Basel. We're expecting him on Tuesday, hopefully, before we train.
Okay. And we a live update. Yenya Henry Asante Tum. At my own players are more arrive a camp. So it's good. Almost the team in the Nano. At Yababi Drew Kama, or my training ahead of Nyami Adma or Chinagima. And then Subit me Abasono. Aya, Member Nafi. Man, who say, Mini a penny raha. Nidako.
Yes, Nidako Nikotoko for
hard working Nidako.
Rich, you have a game no Wednesday, which is Ochina.
Sure.
But so one monitor blasters players on arrival now. Ebimuba as late as even Enranopa, which is Monday Anopa. So Buza won't say Senka ye Campio Ghana and Sania Kumurokwa. Inti Enkomuba Monday Anopano. Ombe training da ben na within a short time na ye wono. Yasa wabusia fo a obetom. Ene unyanu mo a o papa na o maame adaroma omuba wa brabo mu no o ba brabo no ko anim na no
na wonya
nuafo e wo nchen na emu ba ko a brabo we di amame e me sister na Sefa Abna Sefa Manchester ne kotoko kuno enye easy na oye adwuma oye banka na ochina ye ono no birthday.
Okay.
But ene Abna Sefa me sister ne ba na Kofi Sefa koto ene ne birthday. Ti we dem wo fa se prekope ene odi ne birthday. Nti na Kofi Sefa koto baby a wo bia o mame Abna Sefa ene wo famia make say you will show happy birthday. You can say Yankopon Shrow, na onya okese na dachepa sika ene Nhyira ene enoma pa bebre wo mu no Yankopon emfa no mo oma wunyini embe panyi papa na enye o my Ghana nko awiase nyina enti udin ne onya so mfaso na ebe Nhyira ma dodo pi enti na Kofi Sefa koto happy birthday. Na Rich makane say no na me kai obia say betway rewards no so e twagu e wo ho se na de bia e di adanse and betway rewards de e ya kwanya betway fa so na order wase say why lawyer na oni ni di djuma enye betting companies na akọ na akotwa bet say obedi o so ndi yo eno no nyo masemwa betway de say oni ni business a o ma hu sampa osombo edi emano enu nti eno de bet influencer baaye se twa bet na o hihye na do code ni kotudwa enkofo do code ni twa sika bet enya no na wa code ni order na o mo ne wache afede do mo di aba ene se mo na wo twa bet e wo bet we no na omo ma points free na points na omo de ma no utimi convert ni tambia eyi ni sika na sika no be ye wo de ope ena odi ye se odi twa bet ni bi emo se odi koto adwane adi o se odi ye bibia no eye wankasa sika bet mu akonya ema wa odi eye de odi ye nti koso ne twa bet e wo bet we ne nya wo points na convert wo points enko sika na efa ye de o ye undi 18 years amsrew bet we unka ho se o bet so a no wa bet wo nyanse mu bet we almost get
way more.
Yeah, the birthday ni wie na ekofa adom kase na nsana obra at 1. Ayema benwani tim na tenase e de abramo. Mame hye akosua jamfu amonu. Ma Grace ena nipa dodo na efe no ena ye ma Grace. A birthday ma baby obia no happy birthday to you. Nyame hya pa na onya okese. Ebusua no oma ene obia titiru any cheba for essay yen show happy birthday. Nyame hya no nkoso anya okese. Awde mu nhye bia nyankopon emfa bi emfa enom ma Grace anipa dodo na enso efew. Atefo informasia na enkofa adom kase no emam ye ba asejo na obra atoan dwumadi no enensem a eba show no so no enya asem keto akra anti mafidie no enkoso na etin hya 104.5 adom kase ena eto so edi amama Richard ni nyame adom a ochena ebesa ne mo hya